We gotta keep doing this shit.
Absolutely.
And when I say shit, I mean it with all the love in the world to everybody. Now, you know, actually, we've been doing pretty good. Like, we've been getting about, I don't know, I sent you the stats. I can't remember. We've been getting a pretty good, for amount better than we were on YouTube. I think on Facebook, we get a lot more people who engage. I think, I'll be honest with you. I deleted you can't, I wanted to delete my Facebook page, my personal page.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I wanted to keep my fan page, and you can't keep your fan page if you delete your personal page.
Oh, you can't?
No, they don't let you.
That's
because if you delete your personal page, then which is the page you log into to get into that fan page?
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? So because your personal, there's Horacio. There he is. He's probably smoking crack for the show. Like this guy. ¿No nos oyes? ¿No nos escuchas?
Sí, pero como fumo crack, a veces me apendejo.
So, Fernando Flores, comedian. Horacio, Pablo Araiza, writer, comedian.
¿Qué hay? What's up?
So, Pablo, just an introduction. You write movies, you write for TV, but you've also, from what I've been told, is you translate movies, American movies?
I only did once. I translated Lego Batman to Mexican Spanish.
Oh, really?
Oh,
That was
That's
one of the
badass.
gigs that I had. It was pretty funny. Yeah,
So when you looked at when you saw the Lego Batman, I haven't seen it. Is it good?
it's really funny.
Yeah, because today we're going to talk about the worst fucking movies. I mean, I sent you guys a list,
Yes.
but like I haven't seen like half of them. Maybe that's why, because they're shitty. I don't know. But I'm not. My problem is this. I'm stuck in the 80s, bro. Like I'm stuck in the 80s and the 90s, and they're like every movie that I like from then, I can watch over and over. And it's hard for me to really like get myself to watch something new unless it's something like my kids want to watch or something. Even then, like they're into the whole, what are those movies? The Captain Avengers.
Oh,
yeah.
They're into all that shit. I've never seen Civil War. I've never seen, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not one of those people like, I gotta go see this. It's, you know what I'm saying? Like, the Lakers are playing that night. Fuck that movie. You know what I mean? You know, Mazatlan's playing Cruz Azul right now. Do we know the score?
No, we don't.
Fuck no. I know you told us last time, Horacio, you said, fuck, I don't even follow sports. But so you got to write, so when you got the script of Lego Batman, what'd you think? Were you like, this shit's funny as fuck? Or what'd you think?
It was really interesting. It was like, this is stupid. Like, this is so dumb, but it's a cartoon. And I was like, okay, so I'll write some kids jokes. And it was a really fun, like, because I had to do like Mexican slang. I had to do a lot of like chale y chido. I remember at a meme that was very in at that time was Hoy no más ese cumbión. Remember that?
I haven't seen it.
Oh no, but it was just a meme that was circling around for like when like Mexican people were like, let's play some cumbias.
Oh, okay.
Hoy no más
ese cumbión.
Exacto. And I got the Joker to say that. The Joker says, Hoy no más ese cumbión in that movie, and I think that's hilarious.
Oh, that's badass, dude. That's badass. No, seriously, like it's like I one time I got asked to punch up a script. So that was like one of my greatest thrills was punching up a script for one of the fucking, I guess he's one of the top writers ever, dude. Like from 2.5 Men and Big Bang Theory.
Oh, Chuck Lorre?
No, the other God damn it. I can't remember his name. But anyways, my buddy Freeze Love told me this guy, they were gonna do a show about, you know, Mexican, like a Latino show, like Mexican on ABC. He had already sold it. And they wanted, and it was about a Mexican American family, and they wanted to make it more authentic. And man, I changed fucking practically everything in that motherfucker. I was like, yeah, this is white people wrote this shit.
Yeah.
I was like, change that. Stop fucking saying we sell oranges. We don't fucking sell oranges, bro. Mexicanos, we're fucking lazy, bro. We don't fucking do shit like that. Pochos, we're lazy. Our parents are the hardworking people. Pochos, like first generation Mexicans, the ones that come first, they're the fucking hard workers. Los pochos, the ones the ones are born after.
Yeah.
Ni madres, dude. We don't. It's like to us, dude. Our parents are always gonna look like harder working people than us.
Yes.
Like I look at my mom, my dad. I'm like, fuck, dude.
I mean,
Can't believe the fucking hours they work, dude. I can never do that shit.
yeah, never.
Do you
It's
guys?
really funny.
Do you share the same experiences? I mean, the three of you.
Yeah. Yeah, I see my folks working. I'm like, yeah, I could never like. Yeah, our parents are gonna seem hard workers, but any parents are gonna seem hard workers because we're comedians. We're the least working people on the planet.
That's why we get into comedy. We don't want to do shit.
100%.
That's what I dropped my career, man. I used to work my ass off. I had days when I was working 16 hours a day. So fuck that shit. I want to wake up at 11 in the morning.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. My dad is a gardener, bro. You know what I mean? And I remember when I was a kid, my dad, you know, I have an older brother and I have a younger brother. My dad used to wake us up when we were kids, 8, 9 years old, and he used to take us to work with him, you know, like on weekends. And then I went to school at year-round school, so I was on vacation at, you know, unconventional times, not summer. You know what I mean? Just different times of the year.
So
And
then,
my dad,
real quick, Fernando. So you guys, I know Fernando's mentioned this before, but you guys are in Mexico City. So here in the United States, like here in Los Angeles, especially Southeast Los Angeles, very impacted schools. The schools were overcrowded. You're talking about a high school with 5,000 students, man.
Yeah.
A high school, 5,000. Some schools 6,000.
That's insane.
So what they had to do was make the school year round.
Oh yeah.
So depending where you lived, you were on a thing was called a track. So there was track A, track B, track C, and some schools it was track D.
Track D,
You know, some schools had 4 tracks, depending on how many kids they had there. So what happened was, when the school year started, track A was on vacation. So they go on vacation for 2 months, and then they come back, and track B goes on vacation.
Right.
So the school, that's why it's called year round, because there was no summers off. You got Christmas off, but 2 weeks para atrás.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We didn't have no spring breaks. There's no such thing as spring break. I don't remember there being a spring break, bro.
no,
Because they had to make up all the day. So that's why I'm sorry, Fernando, to interrupt you, but I know he's mentioned before, and we never made it clear what year round is for people who don't know what year round. School was fucking all year round. So, dude, the shittiest tracks were B, C, and D because you had to go to school in the summer when it's fucking hot. Man.
yes.
And the buildings were old, Fernando. No, yeah, and the buildings were old, and sometimes the fucking air conditioning would break down. You'd be like in a bungalow or some shit, and it sucked ass, dude. Fernando got stuck, but yeah. So I just wanted to.
He looks very amazed.
I know.
It looks like he's having. It doesn't look like he's frozen. It looks like he's PTSD. Like he had post-traumatic stress disorder. Like, shit, I remember the bungalows, man. I was fucking track D, motherfucker.
But he was B track, so was I. So
I was on school and I was also gardening. Fuck, I'm here, bro.
That's a tough gig, dude. No, dude, gardening. So here's the misconception. So one of the misconceptions about gardeners, it depends. I'm talking about gardening because you got frozen. But gardening, I had an ex that I used to date, that I dated years ago when I was in college. Her dad was a gardener. He had his own company, his own landscaping business. Now, I think it just depends on, you and how much you want to put into it. But this dude was clearing like $20,000 a month, man, with his own garden, with his own landscaping business. $20,000, bro.
That's pretty good.
It's fucking amazing.
You think?
the reason why he only had, from Sinaloa, so he would bring all his little sobrinos and all to work. Y les pagaba, ¿cómo le dicen? Bajo el agua, under the table.
Yeah.
Por debajo del agua.
Por debajo del agua, les pagaba bien. I mean, like
Horacio is a lawyer. He knows about all those.
I know, right? He's like, let me correct you. Por debajo del agua, no más abajo del agua. You left out the por, fucker. No,
it's like using Incoterms. You have to use them. You have to cite them correctly.
Yeah, you're right.
Fans will get confused.
Yeah, you look like the Fly, by the way, bro. Fucking with those glasses on and shit. Help me!
The only way I can light my face in here.
The
There's no
original,
light here.
the original fly. No, Fernando. So you were talking about being in year-round school and guarding with your dad.
Gardening in your off days.
Yeah, well, like I said, so we were in year-round school, and yeah, my dad used to take us, to go help him, all the time. And so I remember thinking, fuck, my dad works very, very hard, and I get it, he was working for us, to help us make a better life here, and that was great. But as I got older, I got lazier and lazier. You know what I mean? So, I remember, my dad, dude, I have funny stories, a whole bunch of them, you know what I mean? But I remember faking illnesses, you know what I mean? Like, oh, hell yeah, bro. I was like, oh, Dad, I think I'm going to throw up. And my dad's like, all right, well, I'll just go by myself. And then later on, I'm like, oh, cool. And my mom, of course, would realize it, like, oh, as soon as his dad goes, and there he is playing video games. Really great.
Of course.
And of course, my mom would blackmail me. She's like, ¿le puedes ir a tu papá? ¿Le puedes ir a tu papá? So then I learned you have to fake an illness for a longer period of time. As a matter of fact, no bullshit. I one time took like a can of vegetables, you know what I mean? And put some coffee in it that my dad had left, and I dumped that into the toilet, and it looks like throw up, and it sounds like throw up. You know what I mean? When it's falling into the toilet, and you're like, just dump the can.
So are you making the sound effects? Like,
I was making sound effects, of course. Because I wanted my mom.
Se está muriendo el niño. That's fucked up, dude. Se está muriendo el niño.
It is fucked up.
They could have rushed you to emergency, dude. But we're Mexican, so they probably called us salvadora.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I had some of those too.
Here, dude. I know you. I know
passed around your body.
I know Pochos have cliche jokes about la sobadora and all that, but it's because we all fucking lived that shit, bro. Like when you were younger, you didn't have health insurance, so you fucking paid a sobadora like $5-10 to come fucking sobarte una pinche pierna quebrada, dude, a broken leg. Like, what the fuck does that do, lady? You're rubbing a broken leg.
It's here, man. In markets, mercados, here in Mexico City, there are sobadores everywhere.
No shit.
They fix your back. They give massages. Some of them are learning acupuncture.
Yeah. They give you oils.
Yeah.
Herbalists. So they're like herbalists. Like, oh shit, that's crazy.
But what I love about Fernando's story is that we say we're lazy, but he went through a whole lot of trouble just to not go to work.
He's a con artist.
The effort on cutting some fucking hedges, but no, we had to go like, how we have to create this illness, man. And that's why you're a comedian, because that's just putting your creative mind to work, not your physical body to work. Because fuck that shit.
Saluda eso.
I know I had some gentleman's jack that I wanted to, and I fucking forgot to get me a little shot or something. But hey, anyway, so I wanted to talk about the worst movies of all time, man. Like, and I'm talking about like, and it could be a movie that people regard as a great, because there's movies that people have told me that's such a great movie, and I watch it, I'm like, yeah, I didn't fucking like it. Or they're like made billions at the box office. And I'm like, man, people like this shit. I just have a weird taste from like, I'm like, I'm a typical, I like those mafia movies. Like I like Goodfellas and shit, like Carlito's Way. That's the shit I like. I like real shit. Like, so a lot of sci-fi. I'm the kind of guy I'll watch like an Avengers movie, for instance. I'll be like, I don't want to watch that shit. I know what it's about. Superhero, and at the end they save the fucking day. I already know what's gonna fucking happen. There's gonna be like explosions and all that. And then I'll watch it and I'll be like, hey man, have you seen that fucking Avengers movie? That shit's pretty good. Like I'm that guy and shit. Like I'll throw shade at it for like the longest, and then like the only movie I wanted to see was Black Panther, because when I remember when I saw one of the Avengers movies, I forgot which one it was, and the Black Panther character came out in it. It was, I don't think, was it in all of them? Please don't tell me.
Yeah, it was Civil War.
Yeah.
Was it Civil War?
The first time he appeared, yes.
Okay, so I did see Civil War. I didn't see Endgame. That's the one I didn't see.
The last one.
So yeah, so I saw Civil War. Yeah, and then it came out. I saw, what character is that? And my kids know more than I do. They're like, oh, that's Black Panther. I'm like, ooh, that's a cool ass character right there, boy. Shout out to what's his name? The actor who passed away.
Chadwick Boseman.
I'm gonna pour some of this shit out.
Whitest name in the world.
Chadwick Boseman.
Chadwick Boseman. Which brings me to another point, which is a great point. Why do you think they called him Black Panther? Now, excuse my ignorance, but aren't all Panthers black?
No, they're not.
Actually, you know what? They're not even black, bro. Have you ever seen like I love watching National Geographic. I love watching animals and all that shit.
I watch all those shows and all those documentaries. I love them all. That's what I know, that not all Panthers are black.
Yeah, they're not black.
See, I didn't know that.
They're not.
They seem black, but they're like they have the pattern, just
they're very
dark.
Yeah, they have like the cheetah, not the cheetah, the leopard, or jaguar or whatever, whatever. They have the
like
leopard,
but bigger. Some of them look the same in color, and some of them are kind of black. But they also have that pattern, but dark.
Yeah. So so Black Panther. Yeah, they have to call it that.
And then would like a pantera and a puma be related?
Well, I know that a puma is a mountain lion.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, puma is a mountain lion. It's just different name. Like, okay, Mexico is puma, and here it's mountain lion.
Okay.
And cougar. Cougar.
Yeah,
they're all the same.
Yeah.
Un cougar es un puma, es un mountain lion.
Well, a cougar is the older one that you want to fuck, right?
A cougar is a big ass fucking car you drove in the 90s and shit.
Yeah, that's true too.
That's what a cougar was. Long ass car.
El tanque felino, no el cougar, el de los Thundercats.
También.
Oh, see.
Wow.
I love that cartoon, Thundercats.
Yeah, the Thundercats were the tits, man.
That shit takes me back,
Just
bro.
call the cougar because a lot of my neighbors' parents had cougars in the same period of time. The car.
Yeah, the car was pretty
big, ugly ass car.
It was expensive though, dude. It was a pretty expensive car for the time.
It's a big Ford, right?
It was a Mercury Cougar. Was it a Mercury?
Yeah, Mercury Cougar. Yeah,
it was Mercury. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even think they make Mercuries anymore. It was a Lincoln. Lincoln made them. Ford. Ford makes Lincoln. Ford. Yeah. Anyway, so I sent you guys this list of the movies. Like this, these people. I don't know who the fuck they are, but it's a. What was the website again? Riff Tracks.
Yeah.
And like I said, like we talked about the white lady the other day. They're all biased, so who knows why? I can honestly tell you that I've seen from this list. I've seen absolutely none of the movies. None.
Wow.
Zero.
I've seen them all, bro. I
can confirm that they all suck, but I haven't seen them all.
I've seen
parts.
I think I've seen 9 or 8 out of the 10.
Well,
okay. So we'll talk about it. Like we'll go around. We'll start so we'll start on my screen. Pablo's in the top left corner. So Pablo, Horacio, Fernando, you guys give your opinion of the movie. I don't know, whatever,
Do you want to go through the list, or do you want me to?
I'm gonna go through the list. No, I'm gonna go through the list.
Oh,
and then I'll tell you. Okay, so I'll tell you the name of the movie, and then you say, yeah, I saw that shit. What? Right, okay. Why do you think it's on the list, or why you think it shouldn't be on the list? I mean, like you might have liked the movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, who knows? You know what I'm saying? But for some reason they're on there, right? There's a reason.
Right.
So number 10 on the list was Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen.
Right.
So Pablo.
So I think all the Transformers movies are fucking bullshit, man. It's like the worst of the worst. That I have nothing against Michael Bay. If we go back to the 90s and like fucking Con Air and like
Bad Boys.
And Bad Boys, like when he was starting, Michael Bay had some awesome shit, but then he just went like, oh, let's blow shit up, and like the Transformers were never really for me because I'm a little bit like, I'm closer to the 90s than I am to the 80s, but they were not that cool to me, when I was a kid. I kind of didn't give a fuck about them. I was like, oh, a car that transforms into something else. Well, but I was into the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That was cooler, for some stupid reason. But then, so I don't like this movie.
There's a comedian here. Well, Fraser Smith, right, Fernando? Yeah. Fraser, he has one of the funniest jokes. He said, He said, I had a car that was a Transformer. It was a Chevy. I bought it, and 2 years later, it turned into a piece of shit.
That's right. I remember that.
Oh, that's a good joke, man.
Horacio.
Dude, I was born in 1977. I loved the Transformers.
Me too. Cartoons, I
I
think.
loved them. I had the little watch that turned into a robot. I had as most toys as I could get my dad to buy for me. So I loved it. And then when it was coming out, I was kind of psyched, even though I was kind of older. And Michael Bay just took a big steamy crap all over my childhood with those movies. This one in particular is the second one, because I've watched them all because I hate myself.
Revenge of the Fallen is the second one.
Is the second one, yeah.
I think.
And it really sucks. Bad.
Yeah.
Oh, why? What makes it so shitty? What was
they have a scene with Megatron with like a burqa because he's damaged, like and he's like on the desert, like he's an old war veteran.
They're in the desert and half of this robot's face is missing. It's not Megatron, it's another Decepticon. And half of the face is missing, and so he's wearing this. It's not a burqa, it's those like
turban. A turban?
No.
No,
Los trapos es como con cuadritos muy árabes que la gente usa en el cuello, like a scarf.
A scarf. Oh. Holy shit. How about you, Fernie?
Yeah, you know what? I agree with Horacio, and I grew up watching the Transformers, of course. I was born in the 70s, so I grew up in the 80s, So when it was coming out, I was really excited, and then of course the teaser trailers, they wouldn't give you the whole thing. They wouldn't show you the robots either. You know what I mean? They just give you like shadows of a robot, and you're like, oh shit, that's gonna be good. That's gonna be good. And the first one, I have to admit, the first one, nostalgia took over, and I was like, oh wow, that's cool. They got the Peter Cullen, the guy who did the voice for Optimus Prime in a cartoon. They got him to do the voice for the movie. So I was like, damn, this is fucking awesome, right? And so, after a little while, okay, they transform. All right. But then after that, like I said, in the beginning was nostalgia. But then the rest of the movie, I was like, this is kind of crappy. And then the second one, Revenge of
the balls of them to make a part 2.
Dude, Revenge of the Fallen. Look, and like Horacio said, I saw them all. Because I hate myself too. You know what I mean? But because you have to see them, I mean, like, okay, well, let me go see the fifth one to see if they make it better this time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think they kind of did.
One. No,
did you watch? Did you see Bumblebee, Fernando?
I did see Bumblebee.
I did not see Bumblebee.
It's better, and it is the one that is not directed by Michael Bay.
And it's better
than all of them.
It's the best one.
It's best. It's good.
It's the best one.
They transform the way they should have been transforming from the first movie. Okay. Michael Bay fucked that up.
Right.
And it's a kids movie with a good arc. You can enjoy it.
Yeah, because Bumblebee actually it makes the robots look like they did in the cartoons. You know what I mean? Cool. Because like in the Transformers movies, Michael Bay took a lot of liberties. Like Soundwave, for example. Soundwave, we all know Soundwave, that he was the robot that he looked like a cassette player and he launched the little tapes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In the fucking movie, they made Soundwave a satellite.
Right.
He didn't even transform. He was a fucking satellite. You know what I mean? And I was like, what kind of bullshit is this? But in Bumblebee, they corrected that. He's a robot that has like a little hatch here and a little tape launches.
He's an MP3 player and shit.
He's an MP3 He's a Walkman.
In the porno, Bumblebee turns into a dildo. Anyways, all right, so that's Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. That's number 10 worst movie of this top 10 list on Riff Tracks. Number 9, I never seen it. Like I said, I've never seen it. Son of the Mask.
That's the one I have not seen.
You have not seen, Pablo?
I know it starred Jamie Kennedy, and I was a Jamie Kennedy fan in the 90s. He was pretty funny, but I never got around to it. Like, even the trailer, I was like, there's no, because remember the trailer had like a baby, like he has a kid, and it was like the shittiest CGI baby, even in the trailer. It was like, it looked worse than Yoda on the fucking Attack of the Clones bad CGI, and he was just like the mask on a baby. And I was like, this, I'm not watching that. So I never saw it. I don't know if Fernando or Horacio did, but I never saw it.
I did not. I saw the mask on the theater. The movie. I went to the cinema to watch the first one. I was a kid, so I loved it. It's funny as fuck, and
It still holds up, kind of.
The first one.
Yeah, still holds up. He says still holds up.
16. It was very fun for me. And Cameron Diaz was incredible. It was the first time I saw Cameron
No,
Diaz.
is Jim Carrey in The Son of the Mask?
No, he's not.
No, in the mask, in the original one.
There you go.
But
There you go.
as soon as I saw the trailer for the second one, I said, "Oh, this is gonna suck." So I never kind of tried to see it because it looks lame
Yeah.
from the trailer. Not fun at all.
Yeah,
So
it was
Fer-
like, yeah.
Fernie, you never seen it either?
I never saw Son of the Mask, and just like what Horacio was saying, I saw the mask and it was funny. It's still funny, you know what I mean? And Cameron Diaz, of course. Oh my God, Cameron Diaz. Oh my God, in that movie.
Something about Mary, bro.
Yeah, that movie too. But
She was young and incredibly hot.
Yeah,
She
the
was,
mask,
yeah,
incredibly hot.
she stayed hot for like remember like her on Charlie's Angels, like those Charlie's Angels, like
Gangs of
Cameron
New
Diaz and
York.
Drew Barrymore, and
Gangs of New York, man.
Oh, Gangs of New York, she's really
Yeah,
And-
she was a
yeah.
little hoe.
yeah.
She was a little hoe in Gangs of New York. She was robbing motherfuckers, and then fucking Leonardo DiCaprio for a fucking watch.
Yeah, that's true.
Who fucks for a watch, bro?
That'd be a nice watch.
Shit, if that was the case, we'd all be working for Casio. All right, number 8 on this list is Jack and Jill. Now, I think I mentioned this last time. I auditioned for this movie.
Oh, really?
I got 2 callbacks for the part that ended up going to Eugenio Derbez, because I guess they went with an authentic Mexican. You know what I mean? And I think I told you guys a story that apparently he was on a show and that Adam Sandler asked his housekeeper who the funniest Mexican was. She said Eugenio Derbez was at that time. And so Adam Sandler said, "Oh, I got to get in touch with that guy." And he got the role. So I didn't want to watch. So after I didn't get the part, I didn't want to watch it, bro, to be honest with you. You saw it, Pablo?
No, I didn't watch it either. I'm a huge Sandler fan, but like, again, the same. It's gonna be a recurring theme, it seems. But like back in the '90s, but like this movie, like when he plays it's the movie where he plays the twins, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
But let me say this about this movie though. It's one of my roommate's favorite movies to watch while stoned. So I have not gone through that one, but my roommate like puts his hands on fire for this movie. He's like, "No, dude, if you're baked out of your ass, this movie is fantastic. It stars Al Pacino, and it's like Adam Sandler playing that woman. It's everything you would want in a stoner movie." And I'm like, I don't know if I mean, I don't get me wrong. I've smoked enough weed in my life. I think this is a good idea. But then again, I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to try this experiment, though.
Yeah, when people say it's a good movie, then hey, wait a minute, were you stoned or were you sober, man? Because you got to ask them that question. They can't tell you the movie was good and they were fucking stoned, because then probably any movie's good to them. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So Horacio, did you see that one, Jack and Jill?
I loved all the 90s stuff from Adam Sandler, because I was also very young when I saw Happy Gilmore and this kind of stuff, and it was fuck. And I also watched them stoned. But as soon as I saw the trailer and they were twins and they were farting in the movies and doing cazueleando el pedo a su hermano, I said this is because I also watched Grown Ups.
Yeah.
And it sucked. Even though they have a lot of comedians that I love, like Chris Rock.
Yeah,
it's
Chris.
It's so far jokes.
All his friends. Yeah, all his friends. How about you, Fernie? Did you see Jack and Jill, Fernie?
I did see Jack and Jill, and I remember Jack and Jill was one of these movies that I did not plan on seeing, because in all honesty, I'm not a very big Adam Sandler fan.
Yeah, there's people who don't like his movie. There are a lot of people who don't like his movies.
When he was younger, he was hilarious. When he was on Saturday Night Live, there was a game show, man, that he was what's his name? I forgot what the game show was, but it was on MTV or something like that. And he wasn't the host, but he would come out and say or do something stupid.
Right.
And it was hilarious. I forgot what it was, but the host would, he was doing something, and then Adam Sandler would pop in through the side and then say something stupid, but it was funny, right?
So when it was like Wiped Out or one of those shows.
I just can't remember what the name of the show was, but
yeah.
Anyway, so as he got older, I didn't become a fan of his comedy. He evolved into something that I didn't really like. So I was like, well, I'm not really gonna go see this movie. But my daughter, who was younger at the time, she's 21 now. She was younger at the time. She told me, "Hey, Dad, my friends want to get together and they want to go see this movie, right?" And I forgot how old she was, but she was like maybe 12. You know what I mean?
Oh,
so
shit.
I can't let her go to the movies by herself. You know what I mean? I can't let her go to the movie by herself. So I'm like, yeah, okay, fine, I'll take you guys. And they sat, apart from me. I sat like in the back by myself or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? But I saw this movie and I was like, oh man, this is not good. You know what I mean? This is not a good
Why?
movie.
What was it? What was it about it?
You know what? It was just his acting, of course. I mean, I get it. He's playing a woman and a man, and it's both central characters. So he has to, interact with himself. I get that part. You know what I mean? But believe it or not, it got to the point where it was sad, where, if I can remember correctly, the female character, Jill, she was like the black sheep of the family. You know what I mean? And it took a dark turn. You know what I mean? It's like everyone hates the girl character for whatever reason, and then she's like, "Oh, I'll show you guys." I can't even remember what the fuck happens. Like, did she try to kill herself? I don't even remember. You know what I mean?
Shit! Sounds like a suicidal movie, like shit like that.
No, it's not like that. But you know what I mean? It's like they and it's predictable. In the end, of course, they both brother and sister, they reconcile their situation, their relationship, and they're all great again. You know what I mean? And they're like, "Oh, I've always loved you. I've always loved you too, but you're a bitch." You know what I mean? That sort of thing.
Typical brother and sister, huh?
Typical brother and sister. So that's my take on it.
Dude, have you guys ever seen Little Nicky?
Yeah.
Yes, I saw Little Nicky.
You guys like
El Hijo del Diablo?
You guys like that one?
I really fucking love Little Nicky.
It's fun.
I've never seen that one, man. I mean, so I don't know much about it. So I know it's kind of like dark.
It's dope. It's metal. It's metal
okay.
as fuck.
I gotta check that one out. All right. So number 7 on the list is Battlefield Earth.
Now we're talking.
Here we go, Pablo. Is that a good movie?
Dude,
I know that this guy, I think you'll like it. I think you do.
I don't like it, but I love that movie. It's so ridiculous. Because it's basically the Bible for Scientology. That's why.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, I heard that. What's his name wrote it? What's his name? The guy. What's his name? Dianetics.
Hubbard.
L. Ron Hubbard. Yeah.
Yeah. So like he like that's the script is like based on the dialectics and shit and like whatever they believe in, that's the story they tell. And it's John Travolta just being like the John Travoltiest he has ever been. Like even like since Face Off, you can tell that he has not had this much fun in a movie, and it's such a bad movie. And it also came out like at the same time of like Starship Troopers and shit. And Starship Troopers is a way better and hilarious movie. So this just pales in comparison. But at the same time, if you think about it, like just as an entertainment piece of a deranged maniac who's trying, it's like it's you know what it is? Battlefield Earth is to John Travolta what Passion of the Christ was to Mel Gibson. It's like his passion project and he's like faith plastered on the screen.
It makes sense why he's in it then. Now it makes sense why he's in it. It's a fucking it's a Scientology movie. So how about you, Horacio? You saw it, Horacio?
It's Scientology propaganda, not even.
But so was the Passion of the Christ, you know.
That's so stupid. Yeah, I know. I watched it in the theater when it was new, and I was also very young, and I was high as a kite because I also thought it was gonna be a Starship Troopers, and I was kind of angry, and I just started throwing jokes with my friends. So I'm not really sure about how it ends. I don't remember it. I was just echando desmadre with my friends in the theater. too ridiculous. And,
It is.
And Travolta is like super passionate about it, and it makes it worse.
Yes.
He looks bad, man. Ridiculous.
You, Fernie, you saw it?
Yeah, I saw it, and yeah, it was ridiculous. And I'll tell you the parts that I thought were super fucking ridiculous. Where it wasn't. Okay, look, I get it, right? It's a movie about aliens that invade Earth. All right, that's cool. You know what I mean? And it's set like 1,000 years in the future. I might be exaggerating, like a couple of 100 years in the future, or something like that, right? Where there's been some wars and the human race is kind of like primitive again. You know what I mean? They're wearing like loincloths and shit like that. And then these aliens invade, right? And they rule the earth. They rule the earth. And these guys that are like tribes people, you know what I mean? Like I said, they're wearing loincloths. They have bows and arrows, and throwing spears at the aliens. All right. They find Harrier jump jets, like British Harrier jump jets, and they miraculously know how to fly them.
Yeah, that's
right. and not only that, they're fueled up. You know what I mean? And 200 years in the future, and they're perfectly, they're airworthy. They can fly. The missiles are, they're because explosives corrode. The chemicals in the explosives corrode. So hundreds of years in the future, you would think those would be unstable. You know what I mean? But no, the missiles are perfectly fine. They're not rusted to the airplane, nothing. The missiles fire, and like I said, these guys miraculously know how to fly a fighter jet.
So you were thinking, so the whole time you're watching, you're like, this is fucking stupid.
Exactly. I'm like, come on. And look, I'm a huge, and you know this, Cisco, we've had this discussion. Yeah. I'm a huge sci-fi fan. I love sci-fi. I love all of that shit. You know what I mean? But I mean, and with sci-fi, you have to draw an imaginary line for yourself and think to yourself, I know it's sci-fi and I know they're taking liberties to make this, as believable as possible, even though it's complete fiction, right? But there's got to be a line of believability, and they crossed that line and then just kept running forward. You know what I mean? It's like, this is far beyond believable. It's just straight bullshit. I can tell you how it ends. Who says you didn't remember how it ends?
I love sci-fi too.
Horacio.
I don't remember how it ends either.
If it's bad, if you get out of the mood of it, you start looking at the details, and then it makes it ridiculous.
Yeah.
This was, as you said, it crossed the lines and the line, and then ran.
Yeah.
Exactly. It doesn't stop. So you can I think you can watch it just for fun. It's like watching Velocipastor, one of those stupid
things. Sharknado.
Yeah. Sharknado. I was about to say Sharknado, dude. I've seen all of them. I've seen them all. As a matter of fact, there was a time, I forgot which one it was, Sharknado 3 or some shit like that. All right. I kid you not. Maybe this is why I'm single now. There was a female friend of mine who asked me out. She asked me out on the day that Sharknado was premiering, and I turned her down.
Oh,
because
dude.
Sharknado was going to be on. And I remember.
What the fuck?
Yes. And so here's the thing, bro. Here's the thing. I'm not proud of it, Cisco, okay? I'm not proud of it. I'm just admitting this shit, okay? But I'm not proud of it. I remember, like, the next day posting it on Facebook. You know what I mean? That she asked me out, and I was like, yeah, you know what? Sharknado's on. I can't do it. But I mean, I didn't actually tell her that. I just said, sorry, I have previous plans.
That's fucking Sharknado. What the fuck? Dude, what's wrong with you?
Those movies are completely stupid.
Yeah.
But they're so bad that you have to watch it.
It's kind of like the point of them being bad.
Exactly.
I'm sure it is. Come on, Sharknado.
Let me say this. If I was one executive at the Sci-Fi Channel, that's the review I would put in my movies. Like, Sharknado 3, better than pussy. That's how you market that movie, dude. That's the quote right there.
There you go, Fernando. That should be on your fucking profile, on your bio. I once turned down pussy to watch Sharknado. Damn, that's all you need to know.
That's all you need to know.
And I like the Dodgers. And I love the Dodgers. Bam.
He loves the Dodgers. He just dodged pussy. No, I'm kidding.
There you go. Yeah, you take that shit literally, being a dodger. Oh, back in '98, I was a pussy dodger. All right, number 6 on this list, Super Mario Brothers. So, Pablo, you watched that movie?
Dude, I watched it when I was a kid, and I don't remember most of it. I just remember being like, "How in the fuck is what's going on?"
To plumbers.
Yeah, no, but dude, like, do you remember how they made the like the Koopas and the Goombas, like the monsters? They made them so weird and like, I don't know. I mean, I was a kid, and I know I only saw it once because I was so taken aback by it. I was like, I'm never revisiting this shit. I remember. I mean, when I was a child, I should have been like all over it, but I was like, nah. So I don't have that many memories of it, though. I know I saw it, but I don't remember other than the monsters being like so unsettling that I was like, nah, fuck this shit.
Horacio, we know you saw it stoned. You were 9. No, I'm just kidding. You were 9. I was 9.
I was 9 and I was doing crack. No. I never watched it. It was so bad that they didn't put it in the cinemas. It went straight to video. And I know watching the case for the VHS in the shop, and it just looked lame.
Yeah.
And then
because it's them like stepping in the M position, right?
Yeah, ridiculous also.
It's just, I don't know. I've never seen a movie about a video game that I mean, I know they've made like, what is that? The chick, the fighting chick, all those movies about her. What's her name? God damn it.
Like Indiana Jones?
Yeah. No, but what's
Tomb Raider?
Tomb Raider. Like they've made movies about that game. I think they made Mortal Kombat. It's just like
Mortal Kombat, the first Mortal Kombat is an amazing movie. Same like bad 90s energy, but it's an amazing
movie. It sucks, but it's good, yeah.
But see, to me, but to me, like if it's a game, like then I can't see it as a movie. I'm just like, man.
Yeah.
This is just like, you're gonna make a movie.
One is surprisingly good? The new Sonic movie.
The like Sonic
for a kid movie, it's a surprisingly good movie.
Is that the one that was supposed to come out before the pandemic, or
it did come out?
Oh, it did come out. Yeah. So okay, so Fernando, not to stay on topic real quick. So Fernando, did you see Mario Brothers?
I did see Mario Brothers, and yeah, the Koopas were horrible, man. Because remember, and who doesn't remember Mario Brothers, right? The Koopas, little mushrooms, right? So they made these Koopas, these giant ass fucking creatures with little ass heads, like little ass lizard heads. You know what I mean? And
wait, the Koopas are not the mushrooms, fool.
You sure?
The mushrooms are the little Goombas.
They look like turtles.
The Koopas are turtles.
Yeah.
Because King Koopa's that big ass turtle.
That's right.
I was like, what the fuck? They changed them up. Okay. Yeah, that movie sucked.
No, but that you said, I remember those monos todos culeros con la cabeza chiquita.
They look like.
I saw the honest trailer, or te lo resumo uno más. I like watching those. Have you seen those honest trailer things in YouTube? Yeah. They're funny as fuck. And there's this Argentinian guy doing something similar in Spanish called Te lo resumo así nomás, and he's fucking funny.
It's funny.
And I don't remember which one of those made the clip about Mario Brothers, and I watched it, and he was shitting all over the movie. And he also presented those things with the little heads, and they just suck. Yeah, it's like going to a Showbiz Pizza.
I do have an interesting little anecdote about Mario Brothers. You know that the guy who played Mario, Bob Hoskins, that guy, did you know? And this is completely out of just changing the subject. We'll get back on topic right now.
Off topic, yeah. So what?
Yeah, off topic. Bob Hoskins was the original choice to play Wolverine in the X-Men movies.
No shit.
Yes.
The fucking guy who played Mario?
The guy who played Mario. That guy who played Mario, he also played the detective in
Roger Rabbit. Right?
Roger Rabbit.
Same guy, Bob Hoskins. So that guy was the original choice to play Wolverine. Or they considered him. Because I think they actually hit up, oh my God, what's his name? The Australian actor.
Which one?
The actual Wolverine?
No. Not the guy, not Hugh Jackman. There's another guy, another Australian actor. He played Russell Crowe. Yes, they originally hit up Russell Crowe.
Oh shit!
To play Wolverine. And
I saw him say it on YouTube. Yeah, Russell Crowe.
Yeah, he turned it down, and then he said, "But I know a guy," and then he knew Hugh Jackman. He introduced Hugh Jackman to them, and that's how they ended up casting Hugh Jackman, which was brilliant.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody could have played it better than Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
But Bob Hoskins was considered.
That
What
would've
about
been
Mario
hilarious.
Almada? Mario Almada could have played it, bro.
Oh yeah, you're right. Mario Almada would have been a great Wolverine. You're fucking right.
Oh,
Dude, you
dude,
fuck-
that would have been amazing.
you see
An Hermanos Almada X-Men movie.
Yeah, baby! Wonder
Come
Twin
on.
powers activate. No, I'm just kidding.
Now, again, I'm sorry. I don't mean to jump in and and cut this all off. But someone just commented with, "Oh heck no, he's little," like Danny DeVito referring to Bob Hoskins playing Wolverine. As my nerdy self goes, if they follow the comic book, Wolverine is 5'3" tall.
Yeah.
In the comic book, Wolverine is 5'3".
Well, Wolverines are little
1.6 meters.
animals.
Yeah, exactly.
They're little. They're small animals. Yeah.
Yeah, the character in the comic.
They're little and feral, so
Yeah.
Feral, right?
Ferocious.
So, yeah, exactly. So Wolverine in the comic book is only 5'3" or 1.6 meters.
So
It's
like
because
Pablo,
we talk.
Juarez.
Pablo, the reason why we do this is because Fernando's mide 1.6, 1.60. And
5'3" tall, just like Wolverine.
And you know here in the United States,
Wolverine.
here in the United States, we say 5'3". We don't say 160.
Yeah, no,
so
yeah.
so now he always throws, I'm 160. Like he always throws it out there.
1.6 meters.
All right, guys. Number 5 on this list of the worst movies, Last Airbender. And I'm gonna give you guys something. I asked my kids because they watch the cartoon, I guess the animated series,
Right,
and they love it. And I told them, what about the movie? That shit sucked. Well, they didn't say that shit to me, but they said, that movie sucked, man. It's not the same. So what do you think, Pablo?
I never saw it, dude. Because like, I was like, I've never saw the show, and people fucking love it. People tell me it's amazing. So I was always like, I should watch the show before I watch the movie. And B, that was back like it's an M. Night Shyamalan movie, and I love M. Night Shyamalan. Like, I love Signs like a motherfucker. I fucking love Signs. I love Unbreakable, and I fucking love The Sixth Sense. And even Lady in the Water, I'll give him a pass because it's him being super corny. It's him. It's like, I love stories, so let me tell a story about the power of stories, which is like, okay, dude, like, whatever. And then, but like, I was like, The Last Airbender, dude. Because then he hit us with a fucking Happening, that plants kill people movie, and I was like, I'm done with M. Night Shyamalan. And then he came out with this, and I was like, yeah, nah. So I never saw it.
What about you, Horacio?
I can say that guy's name, but it's always the same with him. Or you love the movie, or you just totally hate it. Right?
Yeah. With M. Night Shyamalan.
This is one of those, and it's worse if you like the cartoon. When I worked for the record company, they sent me to Miami for a week, and I was alone in a hotel, and I was tired of going out alone, and just stayed in and started changing the channel, zapping all night long. And then I started watching this cartoon, and it looks cool, and it was long and a great episode. Never watched it before. It was so long because it was the special finale for the series.
Oh shit!
It was like a movie, like a 1 hour and a half movie, and it was amazing. I just loved it. So when I came back to Mexico, I watched the whole thing, and it's long because it's a kids show. It's a
good show, though. It's a good show.
Your kids should love it.
They do love it. They said, "Oh, that's great." They love that cartoon, but they said the movie sucks.
It's perfect. The whole thing is perfect, and it's long, and there are.
But did you watch the movie? Did you watch the movie?
The movie sucks. Of course I did. And he just wiped his ass with whatever the series stood for.
But why? Is the little kid supposed to be Asian? Because in the movie, I know he's like white or some shit.
Yeah, he looks like my nephew Juan when he was little. He could.
Did you see it, Fernando?
I did see it, and just like everyone else was saying, I'm a fan of the cartoon. Yeah. And the cartoon was great. As a matter of fact, I watched the cartoon, and I even watched the second cartoon, The Legend of Korra.
Korra.
Yeah. So this is when she's this is a different avatar. But yeah, The Last Airbender. Originally, of course, they were going to call it Avatar because that's who he is, the Avatar. But then you have that other movie called The Avatar, so you can't call it that.
Yeah, the blue people.
Yeah, the blue people. So that's why they call this one The Last Airbender. And you were right, Cisco. You pointed that out. This is a perfect example of whitewashing a movie. You know what I mean? And that's one of the things that I noticed. Okay, the kid, when you look at the kid, you're like, all right, yeah, okay, maybe he's Asian, maybe he could be one of these.
He's
Maybe
mixed.
Yeah, maybe he's mixed. He could
He's
be one of these
25% Filipino.
Exactly. Half Asian, half white kid. Who knows, right?
He's Bruno Mars and shit.
He's Joe Coy. He's Joe Coy.
There you
half
go.
White, half
But
Filipino.
it's
You
Joe
know what I mean?
Coy.
Yeah.
Right? But then they show, and this is when I thought, oh, come on. This
The
is
other
complete
kids, right?
bullshit, right? They show the other kids, but when they show one of the little girl, I forgot her name, the little girl in the episode or in the movie, they show
The
her
waterbender.
grandmother. Yeah, the waterbending tribe, right? And they show her grandmother. And her grandmother, keep in mind, these people are supposed to look like Eskimos, okay? In Inuits. She looks like Betty White. I mean, straight up, it's fucking Betty White.
Fucking
it's
Golden
not
Girls
Betty,
and shit.
Yeah, it's not Betty White, the actress.
I know. Yeah.
But, I mean, this is an old white lady. I mean, she's dressed like an Eskimo, you know, with the whole thing. But you're like expecting this bitch to bring out cookies from the oven. I'm like, this is Betty White, you know, and everyone is white except the bad guys. They kept the bad guys brown. You know, because and they're.
What
like,
I tell you, man.
Yeah,
What I tell you, they always do that shit.
Exactly.
They always gotta make us look bad, man. They always gotta make us look bad, like people of color, man.
And that's what I mean. This is one of the most whitewashed movies, a perfect example of one of the most whitewashed movies ever in Hollywood history. Because the bad guys, oh no, we're not gonna make them white. We're gonna keep them brown. But everyone else who's supposed to be Asian or Inuit or anything, no, they made them white. They got white characters for that. You know, and I was
This guy is Indian. This guy is Indian. Why is he doing that? I can't understand it. He's brown.
Yeah, exactly, right?
The studios, man.
Is he Bollywood or what? All right. Huh?
He's Indian, right?
Is he Indian? De la India?
Sí.
I mean, he has like a little accent and everything.
Well, fuck it. I'm not gonna watch.
He's from Philadelphia though.
Yeah. Oh, he grew up in Philadelphia.
Yeah. He's from Philly.
I'm not watching that movie. Fuck it. I don't care. They discriminate against fucking brown people.
I like Unbreakable.
White people took jobs from brown people, like always. All right. Number 4 on the list is Spider-Man 3.
I think here people are just getting mean. Like this is like just assholes on the internet because Spider-Man 3. I mean, there's worse movies than the top. Like once we start, I'm reading the list and what comes later, like they're not that. I mean, there's worse movies out there. You know what I mean? Yeah. But then Spider-Man 3, I think it's just a lot of the hate.
Well, we're gonna get our chance to give our 2-3 worst movies.
Yeah.
Okay. And like I said, so Spider-Man 3, you don't think it's that bad?
I don't think it's that bad though. I mean, the thing about it is that coming off, and I think like The Dark Knight Rises suffers from the same thing. Coming from the second Spider-Man, which is still, I think, at least top 3 of the best superhero movies ever made. Like the one with Doc Ock and shit. That's oh my god, that's one of the best movies ever.
Agreed.
And like
Doc Ock, que es Alfred Molina.
Yeah, Alfred Molina as fucking dude. Diego Rivera del Doc Ock. Come on, it's amazing. And then but then you hit them with like Jazz Spider-Man and Emo Spider-Man, and then goddamn Foreman from That 70s Show as Venom. Fuck that shit, dude. Like, I get why you don't like it, why we shouldn't like it. And then you have too many characters. Like they throw in the Hobgoblin and they throw in the Sandman and they throw in a shitload of characters, and they're just like Venom. It's so messy and it's so bad.
Well, they say that the third movie is way too long and still feels like it was written in a half hour.
Yeah.
The director had another plan, and he forced him to do other stuff, and he was kind of mad, and he just his own movie.
Yeah.
No shit. Was that true story?
Yeah. The director was Sam Raimi, who directed like the Evil Dead movies and shit, and he's amazing. And then the studio was like, but you have to bring Venom. And he's like, I don't think Venom fits in the story that I'm trying to tell. And the studio was like, but he's the coolest character. And then he was like, okay, fuck it, let's put it in. And then he spiked the movie out of spite.
And
He was mad because Huh?
I'm sorry, Horacio. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, and that is what my biggest problem with that movie was, because again, I'm a big sci-fi nerd. I'm a big comic book hero guy. I like comic books and all that shit. And one of the biggest disappointments that I had with that particular movie is how insignificant Venom was to the story.
Yes.
Right? Venom, if you're not familiar with the comic book, Venom is actually Spider-Man's biggest nemesis. You know what I mean? I know there's the Green Goblin and the Hobgoblin, which is, Spider-Man, what the Joker is to
The
Batman.
biggest enemy in modern times.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Look, the guy who invented Venom, I believe, I'm trying to get his name right, Seth MacFarlane, the same guy who invented Spawn, okay?
And he changed the look of the web and a lot of stuff.
Spider-Man comic books were in decline. And they got this guy, he came on as a writer.
And look at Cisco's face. Well,
with that, like a bunch of fucking virgins.
Bunch of fucking nerds, right? Bunch of virgins. You know what I mean? So Seth MacFarlane.
I haven't seen, I'll be honest with you, I may have seen the first Spider-Man. I may have. I don't know. I don't remember.
Tobey Maguire?
Yeah, Tobey Maguire. Yeah, I think I seen that one. I think that was that the one with what's his name? Played the Green Goblin.
Yeah.
The old white dude. What's his name?
Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe. Yeah. Okay. So I did see it. Yeah, that was pretty good.
And he was pretty good in that movie.
Willem Dafoe is fucking good though. He was good in that movie. He's a bad motherfucker, dude.
They have this very weird scene where you have these two amazing actors, but they're both wearing the masks. And it just looks like two action figures talking to each other, the rooftop scene on the first one.
Oh, yeah.
With the Green Goblin and Spider-Man. It's so weird, but yeah.
Fernando. Whoa, so I was saying, Seth MacFarlane, when the comic books, Spider-Man comics were in serious decline, this guy came in and invented a whole new character, a whole new bad guy, Venom, okay? Venom does not set off Spider-Man's Spidey sense. You know how he has that Spidey sense when there's danger? Venom doesn't set it off. You know what I mean? So he could sneak up on him. He was great. He was great. You know what I mean? And since he was a symbiote, when he was part of Spider-Man at one point, he knows Spider-Man's weaknesses. He knows his strengths. He knows everything. Of course, he knows his identity. He knows who his family members are. So all of a sudden, there's this huge vulnerability for Spider-Man / Peter Parker. And it just made the story great, And, Venom, like I said, Spider-Man's biggest nemesis, all right? The guy who could kill him. All of a sudden, is this insignificant character, like a third-rate character in the movie. And I'm like, really? They could have made a whole fucking movie. And you're right. What they should have done is they should have just kept Sandman or whatever into this movie and then made the fourth movie all about Venom. Yeah. That would have been great. But, as it is.
Did you like Spider-Man 3?
I thought it was okay. I was a little disappointed in it too. You know what I mean? Especially the whole thing with, like emo Spider-Man,
Emo. Really? There's an emo Spider-Man?
Well, he's not emo Spider-Man. It's emo Peter Parker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
what about the Puerto Rican Spider-Man?
Oh, Miles Morales.
Do you guys like that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's dope.
I like him.
I like the movie a lot. Like
the Spider-Verse? Yeah.
Spider-Verse?
Yeah, my kids wanted to watch that. I watched it because I liked the song by Post Malone. It's not even his song. It's the other guy's song. I forgot the guy's name.
Yeah.
But into the Spider-Verse with Miles Morales, that actually, believe it or not, that kind of was a ripoff of the Flash into the multiverse.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean? And
Flashpoint and stuff.
Yeah, and Flashpoint into the multiverse and that whole deal. Where Flash basically does the same thing and runs into other characters, other Flashes, just like Spider-Man. I mean, that's been done before. However, I will say this. There was when I was a kid, there was a cartoon, Spider-Man and his amazing friends and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then they had Spider-Man, the cartoon. There was an episode where it happened the exact same way, where he went into different times, you know what I mean, or different dimensions, and there was a whole bunch of different Spider-Men.
Yeah.
You know,
Are you
and they
talking
all
about the 90s animated series?
yes, the 90s animated
Madame
series.
Web made him
With
travel.
Madam Web.
Yes, Madam Web. That's it. Correctly. Okay. And the reason that I thought that was really well done was because all of the Spider-Men, you know, some of them had different powers. One of them was like Batman. He was like rich. You know what I mean? He had all these gadgets besides being Spider-Man. You know, that whole deal. But there was one guy who was just an actor. He's like, I'm just an actor. I don't have any superpowers. You know what I mean? I'm just an actor in a Spider-Man costume, and that's all I do in my on my Earth. There's no such thing as a Spider-Man. I'm just an actor.
He works on Hollywood Boulevard.
Yeah, taking pictures, right? And at the very end, after they solve whatever the fuck, they solve the crime, they save the Earth, whatever the fuck they had to do, I can't remember. The actor goes up to one of the other Spider-Men and he says, "Hey, before we go back to our own Earths, can you come to my Earth? There's a guy I really want you to meet." You know, so that Spider-Man was like, "Yeah, sure, man." So they go to this guy's Earth, the actor's Earth, and the guy he wants him to meet is Stan Lee.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, "Hey, look, in this Earth over here, Spider-Man is real." So the Spider-Man takes Stan Lee, he hugs him, and he takes him like swinging around the buildings and the spider thing, the spider web. And I thought that was a really well done ending.
Yeah, man, I thought you were gonna say like he took Stan Lee for cocaine and hookers or some shit. Like, like that would have been a better ending right there. Come on, pinche viejito, vamos a coger putas, cabrón.
They bring the rich Spider-Man, and they're like, yeah, he's gonna fucking bankroll the fuck out of this night.
Right.
Like, dude, that's a much more interesting story. Like, they need to make a superhero that just bangs hookers. Like, that's where he gets his energy. He's got to bang hookers. Like, oh shit, my energy's running low. We got to find a prostitute quick. You know what I mean? Like, I gotta do this. Like,
there's a Mexican movie where it's kind of like completely reversed, but kind of like that, where this guy kills hookers. And
God damn.
With orgasms, like he orgasms them to death.
Oh,
and it's and it was called ¿cómo se llama, Horacio?
You seen that, Horacio? Have you seen that movie?
I know about it.
It's not like dirty, right?
It's called Asesino en Serie. No, it's like a mainstream movie.
I gotta see that Asesino en Serie.
Something like that.
That sounds funny as fuck right there. Orgasm to death.
And there was also this movie by the guys from South Park called Orgasm.
You know when guys say, I fucked the shit out of her. This like that never made sense to me. Like, why would you want to do that? Like literally, like you banged her till she pooped.
Yeah.
Sometimes that happens when you have anal sex.
That's why.
It does happen. It does happen.
That's why I stopped. Like, before that happens.
You know what's horrible? When
women complain. What women complain that I'm a 2-minute man, but I don't want to fuck the shit out of you. You know what I mean?
You're a gentleman.
I'm a gentleman. All right, guys. Number 3 on the list is Catwoman. Pablo.
Halle Berry.
I think that's the only reason why I would watch it.
Yeah.
But I'm a big Halle Berry fan. Big.
And she looks amazing in that movie, but the movie's terrible. Like, especially like everything after they did with Catwoman in the fucking Tim Burton movie. You really could not make. I mean, they should have done a Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman movie, because the Halle Berry one is just so bad, and the CGI is terrible, and it's like it clearly was rushed, and it was around the time like when Daredevil and all those movies were happening, like those bad superhero movie days, like around the mid 2000s, and yeah, it's just really. I mean, there's nothing you can say about this movie, like fucking. I mean, you can say that. It's like
sometimes I think that they knew it was shitty, and that's why they would put like an African American in it. Like they would say, see what happens when we put somebody black in there? The fucking movie goes to shit. The movie goes to shit, man.
Do you know who's the villain in this movie? It's Sharon Stone.
It's Sharon Stone.
I never was a Sharon Stone fan. I know she was
Halle Berry because she was incredibly hot.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, she's at her best, right?
Yeah.
Who, Halle Berry? Fuck yeah! I think she had already won the Oscar. She won an Oscar, right, for Monsters Ball.
Yeah.
The fucking Billy Bob Thornton se la da. Fucking.
Yeah.
Oh, one of the best scenes ever.
That's why it's called Monsters Ball.
That was
she has
before.
to suck a monster's balls. A racist monster's voice.
Oscar, and then she went straight to winning a Razzie with Catwoman.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, she got the worst. Yes, she did. She got the worst.
Think, I mean, even now that you're saying that, I think it's the same year. Like, I think the year she wins her Oscar, she wins the Razzie for Catwoman.
Jeez.
I may be mistaken.
1 year, and the next one, the Razzie.
Okay.
And it's just stupid. You suffer through the movie. It looks bad. Every argument is stupid. The villain makes cosmetics, and they turn her face into stone.
Yeah.
The villain makes cosmetics?
Yeah,
that's the villain, yeah. She makes products for ladies.
I'm going to mascara you the shit out of you. I'm going to mascara you to death.
She's impervious from using all that shit, but it will make, if you use it, your face will fucking collapse and you'll be addicted to using it. That's the plot of the thing.
Fucking shit. You saw it, Fernando? You saw Catwoman?
I never saw Catwoman. And I heard it was terrible. I read some reviews and I heard it was, just bad. So I never actually saw it. But I want to bring up an interesting point about her winning a Razzie, because she did win the Razzie for Catwoman for worst actress and worst movie. Halle Berry is one of the only actresses or actors who actually showed up to pick up the Razzie in person. You know what I mean? So it's not like she didn't know that it was bad. She knew it was bad. She accepted it, and she's like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna show up." So she actually showed up to the Razzies to pick up her award, because most actors, when they win a Razzie, don't show up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Well, why would you? Fuck
exactly.
Thanks some shit. I gotta get there early for the red carpet.
It's a fake. You have to accepting the price. You can Google it.
Right, but you have to understand. Halle Berry at this point could do no wrong. She just won an Oscar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then the following year, she gets the Razzies. So she's like, fuck it. I'm Halle Berry. I just won an Oscar. I'm going to show up to get the
And
Razzies.
I'm hot. And I'm fucking smoking shit.
And it's going to make the news. And it made
you can take a part in which you're going to have fun just by wearing a costume and win a shit ton of money. So fuck you. Yes, I did it. Right?
Yeah, mad respect for Halle Berry, dude.
Absolutely.
All right, number 2, guys, Batman and Robin.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly disagree with that one.
What?
You like that
Robin,
one?
Yeah, dude. I mean, again, same as that. I mean, you have to take it as the joke it is. Batman and Robin is a fucking hilarious movie. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
So hard that they failed miserably.
Come on, dude. Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze. Every line is an ice pun.
It's a pun, yes.
Dude, that's amazing.
It's so bad. It's so poorly done, and there's a single line without a nice pun.
I so love it.
And Uma Thurman also
Batman.
But wait a minute, Horacio, he's saying it's a bad movie. He just likes it because he thinks it's funny.
Yeah, it's like the same with Sharknado, dude. It's like the Poison Ivy thing is. The whole post, like Uma Thurman, you can tell she was having so much. Like she eats up every fucking scene that she's in. She just has so much fun. Like I have a fucking Poison Ivy tattoo of her because, like, and then I mean, this is a funny story. Like this is how young I was. Like she was my first like wet dream. Like that's the first woman I ever came to. So I fucking love Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy, dude. Like she'll forever be. I have her on my skin because, like, and then Batman and Robin gave me that. So like, and they give you a very bad Bane. They give you George Clooney as Batman. They give you the fucking Alicia Silverstone when she just did Clueless and she was smoking hot as well, and she plays Batgirl. I think Batman and Robin is it's a great movie, dude.
Dude, there's this part of the movie where it's like
he took his glasses off. Hold on.
Oh, he's gonna make a point now.
The old series with Adam West.
Yes.
Yes.
The same scene with a lot of money.
Don't worry about the dog. Don't worry about the dog. Don't worry about it. Go ahead.
Dog disagrees with
this.
Hey, listen, his dog's named after a Taco Bell taco. Chalupa.
His name's Chalupa?
I'm kidding because you know how they hate Taco Bell.
Well,
he's named after, like if it was a white person, he'd be like, oh, dude, I always ordered that at Taco Bell. Chalupas.
Yes, exactly. It's campy. That's why it's hilarious. I think it's an homage to the 60s one. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure, like, yes. I mean, I have it. I
Yeah, because I think the 60s one was supposed to be kind of comedic, right?
Yeah, dude. I have it there. I've rewatched it. It's amazing. I have it on DVD, on Blu-ray. It's the best.
The 60s?
Yeah, it's so good, dude. It's hilarious. You'll laugh your ass off, dude.
There's a
Mr.
comic
Frank
book.
freezes the floor, and they do like this with their feet, and they have blades, and they can skate. And it's like they playing hockey for a fucking huge a diamond big that once Mr. Freeze wants to steal it, and they play hockey with it.
Yes.
And there's this, ¿cómo se dice la subasta?
Auction.
There's an auction for buying poison ivy.
Yes.
And they run out of money, so Batman takes out his Batty credit card.
Oh, what the
motherfucker! It's just,
dude,
it's too much.
And it's an American Express.
Yeah, never leave the Batcave without it.
He says that never leave the cave without it.
Never leave the cave without it.
How can you not love it, dude? It's so bad.
now I gotta watch it, dude. Now I gotta watch it.
You gotta watch it. You have to watch it.
How about you, Fernando? What do you think about it? You like it?
You know what? I liked it because I knew that it was not going to be, unlike like The Dark Knight, for example, that was like a serious take. I knew then which direction that we're going to go in, because if you remember, before the whole fucking thing started, one of the biggest things that they kept saying was the Batsuit has nipples. Yeah. And that was a big deal. The Batsuit has nipples. You know what I mean? So it was like, what's the big deal of, but I guess I never thought about that. Yeah, why would a Batsuit have nipples? Why would they put them? But that set the tone. You knew that it was going to be a kind of a campy movie, kind of a comedy, kind of not really taking itself serious. It was going to be funny, but it was, it's going to be action packed, but it wasn't going to be a serious take on the character. Like the dark brooding movie or the dark brooding character that Batman really is. It was going to be a lighthearted, fun movie. And it kind of was. It had bad characters in it. It had bad, representations of these characters.
Does it deserve to be number 2?
Not at all.
No, I'm going to go with no on that one.
How about you, Horacio?
No, it doesn't deserve that. I mean, I hate it. I totally hate it. I've seen it like 3 times.
I hate it so much.
Stoned.
No, it doesn't deserve the second place, but the second place I don't think is in the list. I mean, there are like a lot of. It's the same as Pablo was saying with Spider-Man 3. It's a lot of hate from the fans.
Yeah.
They're not that bad.
But just like the last Airbender, Bane. Again, they whitewashed Bane both times that they put him in any type of Batman movie. Bane is a Mexican wrestler.
No, he's Cuban.
Oh, he's Cuban. Okay, well he's Latino. Yeah, whatever the fuck. But he's not a white guy.
No.
And they made him into a white guy twice.
Both times.
Oh, dude, this movie is the Poison Ivy and that stuff. He's still Latin. I don't remember if they mentioned Cuban, but he's still Latin.
No, they mentioned the island, and it's some island, but it's not.
Is that why it says that they moved to an abandoned oil derrick in the Atlantic Ocean and start your own country? Is that what the movie? Somebody does that?
No, I don't remember that.
It says, think about the fact that the huge Teutonic idiot stumbling around in a metal costume, making horrible cold puns, was elected governor of the most. Okay, they're talking about Schwarzenegger.
Yes.
Never mind.
When it begins, it's Uma Thurman before turning into Poison Ivy, and there's this guy selling chemical weapons, and she shouldn't be there, but she gets there, so he kills her. He wants to kill her, and this is how she ends up turning into Poison Ivy. There's another dude in there, and he's the weapon he's trying to sell. That's Bane.
Yeah, he's the weapon.
He was Latino. I don't remember how, but I know it.
And he's like the Hulk. He just goes, Bane.
Yeah.
He looks like the Witty Witty. Did you guys ever see El Witty Witty?
The comedian. Isn't that one's name's Theo? Isn't that one's name's Uncle?
He's Boo-Boo's uncle.
Yeah, Boo-Boo.
He's Boo-Boo's uncle, yeah.
Yeah.
You remember with the fake muscles? He looks like that. It's just like cheap.
All right, the number 1 worst movie is the Twilight Saga. So like I said, I've never seen any of these. Is that about vampires? Twilight?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Pablo, is it the worst?
Dude, I mean, I don't know. I mean, because I never really did see him, but I kind of did because I have two younger sisters, so I've seen them, but I've never sat down and seen them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I have seen them, and I mean,
if you were to ask your sisters, would they say that's the worst movie ever?
No, they would say it's. I mean, no.
They would say it's the greatest.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, maybe my baby sister would think she's the greatest. Maybe not the movies, but the books. But like, I mean, they are very bad movies. They're terribly done, and they're so cheap,
corny and shit.
And it's corny as fuck, and the FX is terrible. And I mean, and I will say this: it has like the creepiest thing that like in the end of it, like when the main characters have a baby, the other guy that was like fighting for her love ends up like, I think they call it projecting or something on the baby. Imprinting on the baby, and then like he falls in love with the baby, and he's like a grown ass man.
What the fuck?
Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
And the weird thing about Twilight is that it started on like a.
Is that a Weinstein movie?
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a Miramax flick.
It just happens again because when they fall in love, the principal characters, she's like 16 or 17. She's in high school.
Yeah, and she's like a million years old.
The other guy is a fucking vampire, hundreds of years old. So it's the same fucking thing.
Yeah, it's really wrong, man.
So it makes you think. You know what I mean? And I never read the books, right? And I only saw some of the movies. I didn't see them all. You know what I mean? But it does make you think. What was this guy's thought pattern? Why did he think I'm a vampire? I'm hundreds of years old. Maybe I'll go hang out at the high school, see what I can find as far as girls go. Because, dude, especially in today's culture, when everybody's talking about pedophilia, you know, and all this stuff, you know, save the kids. This movie was about a freaking pedophilia. He was a pedophiliac. Right, he was a child molester, obviously, because he's gonna go to this high school to meet a chick, and then this chick, but then this chick was into bestiality because she was into the guy who turned into a wolf, and she was into necrophilia because she was into the guy who was dead. Yeah. You know what I mean? And he's ice cold like a dead body. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you really come to think about it, the movie was just messed up all the way around, and just like Pablo said at the very end. This guy who is a grown-ass man imprints himself with the baby.
God damn.
Yeah, and it's a little girl. She's a baby.
But you know what, dude? You know, it's funny that all the conspiracy theorists will always say that pedophiliacs will throw these little fucking subtle hints in movies, bro, about...
Oh, yeah, they're trying to... I mean, yeah, conspiracy theories will say they're trying to normalize this shit via entertainment.
Didn't they just Netflix? Isn't Netflix catching a lot of shit because of some show?
Yeah.
Cuties. It's a movie. It's a
Cuties, the movie. Yeah, French movie with a bunch of little girls in like weird positions and shit.
They're a bunch of 11-year-old little girls. I actually read the article about this, and the more you read about it, I mean, okay, we can talk about conspiracy theory, but the more you read about it, you have to think to yourself, these motherfuckers are pedophiliacs. You know what I mean? Because it took them 6 months to cast all the little girls. I think it's like 5 little girls, right? And so they had 6 months of auditions of little girls twerking for the guys. You know what I mean? Basically turning around and showing them their asses, and they have this all on video. You know what I mean? And you have to look at it and go, come on, man.
Yeah.
What the fuck are the French doing, bro?
I know, exactly, right?
Like, how the fuck does this slip by and shit?
Yeah, how does this get made into a movie? And look, and again,
how does Netflix buy it?
How does Netflix buy it? How does it show it? And then what's worse is that, you know how Netflix has this like a rating thing, like this is the first or number 1 most watched thing on Netflix.
Yeah.
This made it up to number 6.
Yeah.
Number 6.
But do you think do you think a bunch of pedophiliacs want to watch it, or is it because people were, let me see what the fuck they're talking about?
I think it's both.
I mean, because I watched it like 6 times, you know.
Right. I'm just kidding. And I still haven't figured it out.
I'm fucking with you. I shouldn't even be joking about that shit. Fuck that, man. That's go ahead.
And seriously, here's the other thing too. You have to think about how does this movie get made? How does Netflix pick up a movie like this, pay for it? But you also have to think about the parents, parents of these little girls, man. Come on, man. You gotta.
Then again, I mean, they did. Anybody who would pay for fucking Felipe Esparza's Spanish special would pay for some shit like that too, I guess.
I mean, I'm not gonna say anything about that.
I have not seen it, so I will not.
Yeah, don't.
You know, but you have to think about the parents of these little girls, man.
Like, Horacio stays quiet, like, oh shit. Like,
let me go ahead and put myself on mute. Right
Have you seen it, Horacio?
I've seen it.
Okay.
What I know about it is, it's the pussification of the vampire gender in cinema.
Okay.
Oh, wait, we're talking about...
He's talking about Twilight.
He went back to Twilight. I
thought you were talking about Felipe Esparza special.
Oh, I've seen it and I fell asleep. It's I tried to see it in Spanish and I fell asleep.
Okay.
Spanish and
I mean, look, dude, you're just look, we're not talking shit. You're just being honest. I'm gonna be honest with you. Felipe is very funny in English, but it's even in English. But even in English, sometimes it's hard to understand him because he has like a speech disability or some shit, I think. So when he tries to speak Spanish, it's like, fuck, man. Like, no, like I know sometimes people don't fucking understand what I say, but I know I speak much clearer than that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, like, fucking, my thing was, why would Netflix pay for that? Like, to be honest with you, that shows you that whoever's fucking buying the shit has no idea about the Spanish comedy market, because what bothers me about things like that is if somebody watches a special like that, then they say, is that what Spanish stand-up comedy is? And then less people want to go see it. You know what I'm saying?
It's just what you were saying. The decisions are made by people that doesn't understand neither the language nor the audience. If you see the first seasons for Narcos, have you seen it? The Colombian ones?
Yes.
It's a totally American production. So there's not a single actor that can speak English well. The guy that has to speak Spanish is is Brazilian.
Oh shit.
So if you watch it understanding Spanish, you can never get it right. It's kind of hard. It's well made and it's good, so you watch it, but it's a problem to live against all those weird accents because the people should be speaking Spanish can't. That happens a lot.
Yeah. Now people could say, "Oh, you're just throwing shade or whatever," but nah, dude. It's just. I mean, I'll give it up. I tried to watch it. I ain't gonna lie. I watched like 5 minutes and I was like, "Yeah, I can't watch this no more." Not in Spanish. I'm sure I'll watch the English one. Dude, Felipe is funny as fuck. You know that, Fernando.
Did you?
But
you get to see
Spanish is not his shit, man. It is not, dude. It is not, and he needs to let that go. I don't know, whatever. I don't know, whatever. Anyways, so getting back to the worst movies, guys. Worst movies. So number 10 was Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen. 9 was Son of the Mask. 8 was Jack and Jill. 7 Battlefield Earth. 6 Super Mario Bros. 5 Last Airbender. 4 Spider-Man 3. 3 Catwoman. 2 Batman and Robin. 1 The Twilight Saga. Okay, Pablo, which movies were left? Which 2 or 3 movies were left out of this list, in your opinion?
Yeah, I'm gonna like the first one that I'm gonna say is, and I really had to like think about this, and I was very tempted to say because I just saw Project Power on Netflix, and I think it sucks so much donkey ass. It's really bad. Not even the CGI is good. It's really,
is that with Jamie Foxx?
Yeah, it's really bad, dude. It's really.
I'm on Naco then because I kind of liked it.
I didn't like it.
I haven't seen it.
I kind of liked it. It was weird. It was a weird ass fucking movie.
I also liked
it. It took me a while to. Why the fuck are they chasing this guy, or why? It took me for like you don't even know why the fuck he's, and then to my daughter. They got my daughter. Then it was like, okay, if your daughter has these powers, how the fuck she get kidnapped?
Yeah.
That makes no sense. Sorry, I just gave up the fucking movie. But anyways.
Yeah, but whatever. Like, no, but the CGI is terrible, and I don't know, I didn't like it. But like the first movie that popped into my head when I was like, which ones would be the worst ones that if you watched? And I was like rummaging about it, and the first one, the first thing that popped into my head was Solo, the fucking Star Wars movie. I think that movie should be on this list. That movie is terrible. That movie was an insult. What I tell my friends is like, again, I'm a bit younger than you guys. I was born in '88.
You're gonna piss Fernando off because he's a big Star Wars guy.
But
so
here's the thing, yeah. But he was born while there were good Star Wars out there. Since I've been on this earth.
When was that?
Like in the 70s.
That'd be fighting words, man.
Go ahead.
There you go, you motherfucker.
But if I'm gonna be honest, I was born in 1988.
Yeah.
Since I've been on this earth, there has not been a single good Star Wars movie released. That's
Rogue One.
Okay, Rogue One, I'll give them a pass, but all the rest,
Rogue One was awesome.
Yeah.
Rogue One is the good. Yeah, I forgot about Rogue One. Rogue One is dope, but fucking Solo,
it's my
man.
favorite Star Wars film.
Solo is such a bad movie, man. Like even like how it begins, and I'm not sure if you've seen it. I'm pretty sure Horacio and Fernando haven't, but like the intro, like how he gets called Han Solo is the lamest of the lame. Like he goes like this is what happens. He's trying to like sneak past customs and then go like, "Are you with anyone?" And he's like, "No, I'm all alone." And then the fucking guy that punched in the ticket goes like, "Oh, Solo." Like he knows Spanish. Like how in the fucking like on the other side of the galaxy does this guy has the two things, like he knows Spanish and English enough to know that solo and alone are the same word and then make a joke about it. Like fuck that movie. Fuck
2 times. Fuck him in the ear. What about you? Horacio, you like Solo?
No, it sucks. It's a bad movie. The whole thing. It goes where places that nobody cares to go. You know, like how did he got his name? Why there are dice hanging in some place of the Millennium Falcon? Who gives a fuck?
Dice hanging?
Yeah, they're like little metal.
There's a couple of dice hanging, like no guard.
Fernando liked it. Look, Fernando's like then again, he's a diehard Dodger fan. He'll never say nothing negative about the Dodgers. So I think he's the same thing with Star Wars. He'll never say nothing negative. Or am I wrong, Fernando? Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. Look, here's the thing. And the metal dice thing, that was just one of the things that they try to throw in to tie in all of these movies, because at the very end of The Last Jedi, even though Luke was a ghost, when Leia, his sister, dies, he puts in her hand the metal dice. And when he did that, now keep in mind, The Last Jedi came out before Solo, so I didn't understand that. I'm like, what the fuck is this? What's the significance of the metal dice? I didn't get it. But then when I saw Solo, I'm like, oh, okay, they're trying to tie it in together. They're trying to tie in all of these movies, Solo with The Last Jedi. I get
They're
it.
trying to tie them together with something that doesn't matter.
Exactly. Exactly. It didn't matter. It was insignificant. But you're right. You're right. I didn't like the fact that...
Is that the worst one of all the Star Wars movies?
No.
Which one do you say, Horacio?
Episode 1.
You didn't like it?
We were waiting for this movie for a long time. We had high hopes.
Right.
They put this little kid as the hero. Like, I know this was supposed to be for kids, but Luke was a teenager. Can't you do that again? Little kid is racing bots, and he fucking blows ships by accident. I fucking hated it so much, man. I was angry at the movies.
Midi-chlorians.
Midi-chlorians.
That's all I'm gonna say.
What the fuck?
Now were there jets? Now were there jets there that sat there for 100 years with missiles on it?
There's only one thing cool about episode 1. Only one. The fight with what's the name of the two swords?
Darth Maul.
Darth Maul.
Yeah, and it's like 2 minutes long. Fuck that shit.
That's the only thing that I want to ever see again from that movie. Everything else just sucks ass like that.
Yeah.
Did you like episode 1, Fernando?
I thought episode 1 was weak, but I understood it. I'm like, okay, cool. The interesting thing about Darth Maul, I don't know if you guys ever saw the cartoon Attack of the Clones, of the Clone Wars. I'm sorry, the Clone Wars. The Clone Wars, the cartoon, lasted for 7 seasons.
Yeah.
And the Clone Wars was good, and it tied in a lot of things. You know what I mean? Between episodes, you know, 4, 3, and 4, or 2 and 3, or some shit like that. Attack of the Clones, and then Revenge of the Sith. So that was pretty good, and they actually explained more of Darth Maul's background, where he came from, and what he is, and blah blah blah. And you learn he didn't actually die. Yeah, he got cut in half. Yeah, he did get cut in half, but he didn't die. He actually survived, and he got metal legs.
Those episodes.
Yeah.
Clone Wars.
So, yeah, the Phantom Menace, it was a little weak. You know what I mean? But I know a lot of people hated episodes 1, 2, and 3. Yes, you're right. Episode 1 with Anakin Skywalker blowing up ships, just like you said, Cisco. Where they're all of a sudden this kid can fly a starship. He can fly a starfighter. You know what I mean? He's got the power to fly a starfighter. What? And blow shit up. You know what I mean? And basically win
without training.
Without training. Come on, man.
See, that's what I'm saying. I can't watch those movies. Like, I think I'm gonna be honest with you. I think people are more in love with the characters than they are of the movie.
Yeah,
I think people.
Right.
I think people. I think people love Skywalker. They love the Luke Skywalker. They love, and that's where Star Wars has their fans by the balls. Is with the characters, because I try to watch them. The movies put me to sleep. And whatever, fucking Darth Vader's cool with the fucking black outfit and the heavy breathing and and fucking James Earl Jones's voice is the shit. Like, that's the perfect fucking voice. I couldn't think of a better voice for Darth Vader. But after the characters, the story, but me, like, come on, man. I guess maybe I don't have a fucking imagination, man. But like when I look at that shit, like, I'm just like, yeah, I can't watch this shit. I like. But then again, I like the Blue Avatar movie.
See, and I hated that movie. I thought that movie sucked so much. Dude, Avatar. I'm sorry, Avatar.
Have you ever made love to a blue bitch?
No, I have not.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
No, you might be right. You might be right. Okay, but
now, I've gotten blue balls. I've gotten blue balls.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Avatar is just a retelling of Pocahontas.
Yes.
It's the same fucking story.
They're all like that, Fernando. They're all like that.
All right, yeah. A lot of movies are rehashes of the same things over and over and over again. There was a point I was going to bring up, and
the reason why you have so many remakes of movies and so many why they make all these Avengers and they make Star Wars, because there's a fan base there. Whereas if you go with something new, you don't know how it's going to hit with people. But that's the only reason why they keep making movies. Like, that's why they'll make a Rocky 15. Yeah. That's why they'll make a fucking, Star Wars 38. That's why they'll make fucking. That's why they bring back Star Trek, because there's a fan base that'll watch it because they're still there. They don't make it because it's a fucking great idea. They're just afraid. Like the studios are so afraid to take chances with scripts and ideas that they're like you could write a fucking great movie, groundbreaking, I think a pioneer type of movie, but they're like, yeah, but we don't know if it's gonna make movie. Fuck it, we're gonna make Star Wars 52. You know what I mean?
But that's kind of sad, though, no? Because
it is sad, but that's what they do, Pablo. You know that?
Yeah. No, I know.
You know what I'm saying? They'll make another Eugenio Derbez movie, right? He could fucking no, seriously, serious shit, because people like him and they know people will go see him in the theaters. It's the same thing with actors. That's why they'll put a good actor, a really good actor, pay him a shitload of money in a shitty movie, and then you're like, fucking, oh yeah, dude, fucking De Niro's in this shit. Cause I was a big De Niro fan. De Niro's in that shit. I'm gonna go watch that shit, and then you're like, oh man, this shit fucking sucks, man. I'm fucking disappointed. Like that movie, I tried to watch that movie with De Niro and I think Michelle Pfeiffer, and they had to move to France, like under the witness protection program. Have you guys seen this shit?
No.
Yeah, exactly. So don't watch that shit. Like, they have to move. I mean, it had some funny parts in it, but I was just like, no, estas son mamadas. Dude. I was like, fuck, dude. I'm like, goddamn, like me and my kids could write a better fucking script than this shit. Like, serio pedo, dude. I'm sorry, Fernando. But I mean, that's my whole thing is like, Fernando, you're a big Star Wars fan. If they made a movie every year, you'd go watch it because you're a fucking fan.
Yes,
You'd go watch it. Like you guys, Horacio, you're a fan. They got you. They'll go fucking. That's why you said, yeah. After I saw the first one, I didn't want to see the second one, but fuck it, I'm a Sandler fan or whatever. So I watched the third and the fourth and the fifth because you think, oh, it's gonna get better, and it never does. It's just fucking milking you, and you know there's a fan base because each movie gets worse, but then this one fucking shattered the record for fucking sales. You're like, God damn, the shitty movie shattered records. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That happens a lot of the time.
It's so fucking weird. Sad, dude.
Yeah.
It's sad. Like, I'll tell you a good movie I saw, The Green Book. Have you guys seen that?
Yeah.
No.
That's a good fucking movie, bro. That won the Oscar, I think, best movie, right?
Movie. I didn't think it deserved this movie, but it's a really good movie.
It's a really good.
Yeah, it's the
Viggo Mortensen
driving Miss Daisy. No.
Yeah. It was kind of like that, but the reverse, right?
Yeah.
Because the Italian guy's driving. What's his name? What's that guy's name? He has that
Viggo
weird.
Mortensen.
No, the black guy.
Oh, it's
Marshmallow Ali.
Yeah.
Marshmallow Ali. I can't.
Marshmallow Ali. Yeah.
Persala, no?
So Horacio, what's the worst movie
ever?
Yeah, yours. What's one on your list?
Dude, I just since Pablo started talking about Solo, I just haven't been able to stop thinking about the things I hate about the prequels of Star Wars. I was saying about episode 1, but I went to episode 2, and this has this like kind of soap opera thingy in it, where Anakin and Amidala are falling in love, and they run in the high grass, and he makes a pear float so she can eat it.
Oh, dude, yes.
And all the lines in there are fucking corny as
isn't that the scene where he goes, I hate about sand?
It's coarse.
Oh,
and it's everywhere.
Come on. What's that line though? What does that mean? I fucking hate that movie, dude.
What about you, Fernando? You like that line? You ever use it?
I tried that line. It didn't work. You know, as a matter of fact, I'm like, fuck it. I'm just going to go watch Sharknado.
What's the worst movie in your book, Fernando, you've seen?
Okay, look, I've been thinking about this. All right. First, before I get to that, just FYI, there is a worse movie than Solo called Solo. It was with Mario Van Peebles, like in the late 80s, early 90s. And
I think I remember it.
Yeah, and he's supposed to be like a cyborg of some sort, like a robot soldier, but he's like, like the Terminator. They made it after the Terminator, and it was called Solo. And oh my God, this movie is incredibly stupid. So FYI, Solo is not the worst movie out there called Solo. There is a different movie. Anyway, as far as the worst movie, in my opinion, that should have been on this list, but was not, was Godzilla with Matthew Broderick.
Okay.
It was directed
the one with the little Godzillas in the stadium.
Yes, it was directed by Roland Emmerich. Okay.
Yes.
Roland Emmerich. They should put that guy in jail. That guy should not be allowed to make movies anymore. That guy makes horrible fucking movies. Okay.
What other movies has he made?
I'll go see them. Okay, so Roland Emmerich
2021.
made 2012.
2012.
And he made the Independence Day. You know what I mean? Okay,
I was in Independence Day. Come on,
well,
man.
I actually like that one.
Were you?
But he made
that was an extra, bro.
What's that?
Still.
Yeah, what's that? Pearl Harbor. He made Pearl Harbor.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I hate Pearl Harbor.
It was a dumb movie. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of white people in Hawaii hate it too.
Yeah. Godzilla with Roland Emmerich. Listen, if you're gonna make a movie called Godzilla, I had certain expectations, right? If you would have called that movie The Lizard That Ate Manhattan, it would have been decent. But you're gonna call it Godzilla. I have certain expectations, and it was fucking stupid. And I hated that movie. I hated that movie because I had expectations. I need Godzilla to breathe fire, and he didn't. You know what I mean? What he did do, and they kind of left it up. They kind of left it up to interpretation. He roared down. He was close down to the street, and he roared, and with the power of his breath, he blew away some cars, and the cars hit each other, and they ignited, and there was all this fire because these cars hit each other. So that's up to interpretation. Did he breathe the fire, or did the cars explode? You know, you don't leave it a mystery. It's fucking Godzilla. He's supposed to breathe fire. Okay? Don't make it like up to interpretation, like the Bible. Is it true? Isn't it true?
Godzilla burps. Godzilla burps in this movie.
Yeah. Okay? And they made him small. They made Godzilla small. They made him able to hide inside
Godzuki, bro. Godzuki.
Oh yeah, Godzuki. He didn't. Why no? It was a bunch of Godzukis, right? A bunch of baby Godzillas there.
Yeah, there's Godzukis. Yeah.
Yeah, a bunch of Godzukis. And the other movie is actually a war movie. I don't know if you're familiar with this movie. This is the only movie that I wanted to walk out of, but I didn't because I was there with my brother and one of my friends, and we weren't sitting together because it was so crowded. We got there a little late that they sat us apart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, wherever we could find seats. The movie's called The Thin Red Line. Okay.
Oh, I remember that movie. Sean Penn?
It had a bunch of actors in it.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of A-list actors. Okay. The movie is like 3 hours long. All right. And it doesn't, you have, well, it's a terrible movie. I was going to say you have to watch it to understand. But no, don't watch it.
Because Apocalypse Now is long.
Apocalypse Now is long, but it's interesting.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
The thing with the Thin Red Line, it's a bunch of stuff is happening, but there's no story. They're not telling you a story.
Right.
They're just things happening.
So it's different stories from different people's perspectives during the war?
Not even that.
No, just a lot of scenes.
Okay, yeah.
I've never seen it. I've never seen it.
The movie doesn't know. The movie is confused itself. The movie itself is confused. It doesn't know if it wants to be a war movie, a nature documentary, or some kind of psychology experiment. Okay, because there's a scene in it, and this happens over and over again. Okay, there's a scene in it where one of the soldiers shoots one of the Japanese soldiers and kills him. Okay, and he shoots and kills him, and then you go into the mind of the soldier, and he's like, "Oh my God, I just shot that guy. I think he's dead. I've never killed a person before." And then they'll show a lizard walking in a tree. What the fuck does the lizard have to do with a guy?
It was Godzilla, bro. He was getting started.
Maybe it was. Right?
It was the prequel.
Maybe it was. Okay. But I remember it was like 2.5 hours into it. Okay, 2.5 hours into it.
So stupid.
And when you see the trailer, you see all of these actors, right? So 2.5 hours into the movie, and we realize, George Clooney is in this fucking movie, and we haven't seen him yet. And I'm like, oh my God.
Where's Denzel?
I'm like, huh. And it was when the movie finally ended, we walked out. My brother and my friend, we met up, right? And we looked at each other, and we were like, fuck, that movie was stupid. I'm like, I know that movie was stupid. And of course, we were all like, dude, I wanted to walk out. I'm like, I wanted to walk out, but I didn't know if you guys wanted to walk out. This is the only movie that I ever really thought to myself, this is fucking stupid, and I'm going to walk out of the movie. By the way, just an interesting little side anecdote. Pablo doesn't know, but I work at a hospital. I'm a surgical tech, so I assist in surgery, passing instruments, that sort of shit, right? Pretty cool.
Yeah.
So frequently I get on call, which is emergency call. So if I'm on call and they call me, I have to run to the hospital. Theaters have a policy that if you're a medical worker and you're at the movies and then you're on call, you can just go up to like customer service and say, hey, look, I'm a medical worker and I'm on call and they just called me. They'll give you a free ticket for a next movie because you just missed the movie. Yeah, you just missed the movie. You know what I mean?
Right. So you could have done that. You could have done that with a shitty movie.
Yeah, I could have done that. I could have walked out. It's 3 hours long. I could have walked out at 2 hours and 59 minutes.
Like I'm on call.
Like, yeah, I'm like, look, man, I'm on call. I gotta go, but I'm missing this movie. Can I get a ticket for another movie? And they're like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, cool. I could have gotten.
See, that's a time when there were no cell phones. So had you had cell phones, you could have texted your brother and said, hey, this movie fucking sucks, bro.
You know what? I think there were cell phones, but I didn't think I had one. I don't remember exactly, but it was after.
It was a Motorola one with no texts. It was the Motorola one, though. So Pablo, do you have another movie? Another worst movie?
I mean, we touched upon it, but I don't think we can go bigger than. I mean, because we can all go. I mean, I was thinking about this. We can go both ways because we can go into like popular movies that people like, very big movies that people think suck. Because I'm with Fernando.
Yeah, you're right.
Like I hate Avatar too.
Okay.
And I was gonna bring this, and I know it could be dangerous, but fuck it. I think a movie that really sucks and a lot of people seem to like is fucking Joker. I did not like Joker at all.
I haven't seen it. I think
Joker sucks tremendously.
Do you guys like it?
I like Joker. I'm sorry, Pablo. I like Joker.
It's okay. It's okay.
If ever I meet you, I'm gonna kick your ass. You know what I mean? No. Just kidding.
I know.
So why do you hate Joker, Pablo? First, why do you hate
Pablo,
it?
Please.
And then Fernando, why do you like it?
Okay, so I mean, the most obvious reason why I don't like it is like the third act can't happen the way they set it up to happen. Okay, so like we're all comedians here. We know the history of the format. Like they're telling me it's a movie, again, suspension of disbelief, and I'm gonna follow you, but there's a line that it crosses, and I can't go with you and fuck your movie because of it. And then before I go into it, we all know that fucking guy, I forgot the name of the director, Todd Phillips, is not a good director. He made a great, he did Old School, which is awesome. The first Hangover is amazing, but then after that, he has not done a good movie. So, like, let's be honest about that. So then you go into Joker, he's trying to play with all these heavy themes about like mental health and stuff like that, and it's okay. I'll give him a pass on that. But you're gonna tell me that in the 1970s, 1980s, late 70s, early 80s,
it's early 80s, yeah,
you're gonna have a guy take a video camera, which were not portable, which were not digital, which would you have to shoot on fucking film and shoot a shitty open micer, and then get that video processed and edit it down to the 5 minutes where he shot this fucking asshole guy, send it to the Johnny Carson, who is Robert De Niro, and then Robert De Niro is going to watch that thing and then play it on his show as if it was Jimmy Fallon with a viral video. Fuck your movie. That's not going to happen. That did not happen. That could not happen. That's what kicks off the third act. And there's no way that happens with this. So, like, I don't like that movie. Another thing
that makes no sense. Yeah, the cameras were big and bulky. You know, my cousin used to have a filming camera with the film that you had to put on a fucking film strip and all that shit.
So we're talking about early 80s. I mean, and then I'll give him a pass on I think it's a pretty cool and cute nod that when he meets Bruce Wayne, he slides down a pole. Like, that's okay. That's fun. You know, as a Batman fan, that's fun. There's a whole like a whole thing with the stairs that I'm giving a pass on that. But overall, that movie, I don't like that, and I didn't like, especially how much people started being like, "This is a fucking masterpiece." Like, no, it's not. It's just Taxi Driver retold with a fucking Joker makeup on, and not even a good Joker at that. Because I mean, God bless.
It rips like 3 Scorsese movies.
Yes, it's the king of comedy, and it's Taxi Driver, and it's Joaquin Phoenix not being the best actor he can be. He's just being the most actor he can be. He's not like doing a good acting. He's just doing a shit ton of acting, which is not the same thing. And that's why I don't.
King of Comedy is good, bro.
King of Comedy is fucking tits. It's the same movie. I mean, it's Taxi Driver meets that, and it just passed through the DC veil.
Punchline. Punchline's my favorite.
Too. Yeah.
Punchline's my favorite.
So
well, Horacio, you didn't like Joker either?
Oh, I did like it, but that detail from the open mic is just ridiculous. It's stupid. But you can fuck up a lot of movies that you can enjoy if you go that way. Because if you start cherry picking, you can fuck every movie in the world. Everyone, every single one.
So you're saying Pablo's nitpicking the movie?
I am.
He chose to hate it. Yeah.
So what are you, Fernando? So Fernando, why do you like? Why is it a good movie?
Okay, so let's first acknowledge the fact that yes, I am well aware that this is a fucking ripoff of King of Comedy. It's a ripoff of Taxi Driver. Yes. All right. I see all this and I'm like, yeah, I've seen this fucking movie before. I know what it is. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, and yes, you're absolutely right. You know what? I didn't even think about that scene in the comedy club with the fucking video recorder. I didn't even think about it. But now that you mention it, I'm like, yeah, that's fucking true. That shit can't happen. You know what I mean? That wouldn't happen.
In the 80s? That in the early 80s.
Because I remember having a camcorder. You know, my dad bought a camcorder in the 80s. Yeah, I remember that shit. And before the one that we had, the one about that time when Bruce Wayne was 9 years old, this shit would have been a suitcase.
Yeah.
Actual recording part would have been huge.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Anyway, okay, you're right. You're absolutely right. I never even thought about that until you pointed that out. The one thing about Joker, I liked it. I liked that it was a good examination of the breakdown of his brain, of his mind. You know what I mean? How he spiraled into madness, basically. You know, homicidal madness, even. You know,
how it blames the system for not providing healthcare for everyone.
It was a little leftist. Spiral. Okay, yeah, it is a little leftist. You know,
so throwing shade at Ronald Reagan, dude.
Yeah, why not?
Remember Ronald Reagan? Remember Ronald Reagan threw all the mental patients into the streets?
Yeah,
he closed. He closed.
That happens.
In the 80s, he closed down all the mental hospitals. That's why in Los Angeles and downtown we have Skid Row. A lot of people with mental issues live on the street in tents.
Well, that happened in Gotham too.
Yeah, that happened in
the early 80s. Yes,
apparently it did.
Apparently Reagan was a big fan of Batman then. Shit.
Yeah, you know, so that's one of the things that I really liked about it. But that being said, I would not sit through this movie again. It's not a movie that I would watch twice because it is very, very slow. You know what I mean? There's no, I mean, it's not an action movie. Don't go into the movie expecting to see action. There isn't. You know what I mean? But it is a very slow paced movie. And some of it is cringeworthy.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it's a slow degradation of this guy's mental capacity. And you know, and it moves at a snail's pace. But at the end,
he takes a long time bathing his mother in a scene.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. It's a long movie that I couldn't sit through again. You know what I mean? I saw it once. I'm like, oh, okay,
dude, the redhead kid, that redhead guy from Shameless that plays the Joker on Gotham is fucking good, bro. That motherfucker plays Joker good as fuck. Have you guys watched Gotham?
I started watching it, but I dropped off. I didn't get to see that part.
I know who the actor is, but I've never watched this.
He plays the gay brother on the show Shameless. He's a redhead guy. He plays Ian because I like Shameless too. Yeah, dude, that motherfucker is that motherfucker is good. Is a good ass Joker. I'm gonna tell you guys the worst movies I've ever seen. I'll give you two of them, and you probably haven't seen either one, but the first one, it's shitty as hell. Home Alone 3, dog.
Oh, dude.
Oh, yeah.
How the fuck do you go to this little ass kid that fucking can't act for shit? You know, and be like, Macaulay Culkin just set the bar so fucking high.
Yeah.
Serious shit, really, bro. That you shouldn't have even made this movie. You shouldn't even fucking make
Home Alone 3. Macaulay Culkin's not in Home Alone 3?
No,
it was this little kid with a fucking melanita and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, I never even saw that movie.
Yeah, I watched like fucking 10 minutes of it.
I think the babysitter is Scarlett Johansson or someone like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the best part right there. And that's about it. And then there's an 80s movie that, I rented this fucking movie. It sucks so bad that I think I left it playing and then I didn't rewind it.
Yeah.
Remember we had to rewind it?
Yeah.
I was like, fuck that movie. They fucking robbed me of $5 or whatever it cost to rent movies back then. Remember, there was a time when movies were expensive to rent.
Yeah.
It was called Drop Dead Fred.
Oh, I know that movie.
Have you seen it?
Oh, yes.
I know of it, but I don't think
PB Cates is the only reason we watched it because of PB Cates.
Yeah.
But I fucking stopped watching the movie. I fucking hated it. I thought it was the worst movie ever made, the worst idea, the worst. And my shit's old school, so that's what I'm telling you. I watch movies. I go way back, bro. I don't any new movies that I've seen that disappointed me. Nah, because I think the difference now, guys, is that since you have Netflix and all that, you don't have to fucking finish watching the movies. You just go to the next movie.
Yeah.
Like I think there's been a bunch of movies that I started and then said, yeah, I ain't watching the rest of this shit. You know what I mean? And then I just go to the next movie because we're not paying
Like
the rent on
Felipe's
the
Spanish special.
Oh.
There you go, dude. That's a movie you probably would have walked out of, right? I said, hey, I'm an ER. I got just an emergency call right now.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
gotta get out of here. Oh shit, sir. But yeah, dude, those are the two fucking shittiest movies. That's the shittiest movies I've ever seen. Shittiest movies, like fucking. I was a big Home Alone fan. Even Back to the Future, I can watch all three of them. Is three as great as two as one? Fuck no.
Oh, now that you're mentioning sagas like that, did you watch the last one from Indiana Jones? The fourth one?
The Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
It's bad, man.
It's bad. I didn't like that one.
Is it bad? You know what?
Sucks.
I think I've only seen the first two, which is the Temple of Doom.
Yeah.
The third one is really good.
Which is the third one?
Con Sean Connery.
Sean Connery. Yeah.
What's it called? The Last
Crusade.
The Last
Crusade. That's right.
How about what do you guys think about Pirates of the Caribbean?
First one's okay. The rest suck.
I really loved the first one, and I didn't care at all for the
because I don't remember watching. I remember watching two and then like whatever. Yeah.
Okay, Pirates of the Caribbean. The first one was good. Yes. Okay, the first one was good, but the rest, I'll be completely honest with you. If they were playing on TV, I couldn't identify which part it is.
Yes.
It's the same. It's the same.
Same shit.
It's the same shit. The first one I could easily identify, but the rest I'm like, I don't know which part this is. I have no idea.
What about what? Okay, we'll go around with this one. We'll end on this one. Sorry, Fernando. We'll end on this one.
No, that's okay.
What's a movie, Pablo? I keep wanting to call you Juan Pablo, but it's fucking just Pablo. What's a movie, Pablo, that you could watch 1,000 times, man?
Oh, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Silent Bob Strike Back.
Fuck yeah. Any Kevin Smith shit. I could watch that.
Fuck yeah, man. Fucking tits and ass. Fucking, that's the whole movie and shit right there. We're going to fuck bitches, man. Over and over.
Love Kevin Smith.
Did you like Dogma?
That's my favorite movie of all time.
Really?
Yeah, Dogma is my favorite movie of all time.
So you could watch that one 1,000 times too,
yeah,
right?
Same too. But I was like, the first thing that popped to my head was like, because Dogma is my favorite movie, but it gets kind of dense and all the whole religious thing.
Yeah.
James and Bob, you can just watch, man. It just goes.
What about you, Horacio?
I can't say I've watched a ton of movies and I've repeated them a lot. I can't say which one I could never get tired of. I've memorized parts from Pulp Fiction, Natural Born Killers. I love other stupid movies. I like Bill and Ted Bogus Journey. I don't know.
Oh, and the new one's amazing, dude. Face the Music.
I just watched it like last week.
It just looks so old, man.
It's really good, dude.
Are you Fernie? I know you're gonna say Star Wars or some shit. Or Dodgers 1988 season in review.
Yeah,
right. Especially game one against the Oakland A's. Kirk Gibson up the bat, 9th inning. Yeah, I know, man. I've been there many, many times. Look, as far as, I don't know if I can identify one particular movie like Horacio was saying. I've seen so many movies, and I've seen so many movies over and over and over again. Like, do you remember The Warriors?
The Warriors.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
1979.
Come out and play it.
Yeah, that movie, bro, that was one of my favorite movies of all time. Look, I kid you not.
Fernando, your buddy Johnny says Fernando likes Debbie Does Dallas.
Okay, no, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. Okay, he's not wrong. He's right. All right.
My neighbor Pablo had the VHS of Debbie Does Dallas.
Yeah,
Debbie Does Dallas.
And then of course there's another one that it's not a sequel, but it's related around the same time. Deep Throat, come on.
Deep Throat, Linda Lovelace.
With Linda Lovelace.
Lovelace, dude.
Right. So anyway, going back to the Warriors. After I saw the Warriors, and I've seen it many, many, many times, in the mid '90s, I went to New York. I went to New York, went to go see Brooklyn, Manhattan, all these things. It was great. you know, and New York has a lot of cool places to visit. You know, Statue of Liberty, of course, is being one of the biggest places. I got to see the World Trade Center before it went down.
Yeah.
But the number one fucking thing I wanted to see was the Wonder Wheel at Coney Island because of the Warriors.
Fucking
that was my number one thing.
I saw it.
I remember, yeah, I went with at the time, this is the girl I eventually ended up marrying and then eventually ended up divorcing, but she was my girlfriend at the time, right? And one of her family members was going to get married back east. So we went to New York, you know, and her cousin, you know, she has family over there. She's Puerto Rican, so she has a lot of family up there. You know, and one of her cousins was like, let me take you sightseeing. I'm like, yeah, cool. Right. He wanted to take me to see the Statue of Liberty, the Empire State Building, all of these places. And he's like, where do you want to go first? I'm like, I want to go see the Wonder Wheel.
Bro. Where were you? Where did they live?
Brooklyn.
In Brooklyn? Oh, that's not far because they were in Brooklyn.
Yeah,
because if they were in the Bronx, bro, that's fucking far.
Yeah, I actually don't even know, believe it or not, how far the boroughs are from each other. I have no.
Well, Coney Island's in Brooklyn.
Yeah, it's in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I want to go see the Wonder Wheel in Brooklyn, and he's like, really? I'm like, fuck yeah, I want to go see the Wonder Wheel, right? And then after that, we went to go see the Wonder Wheel. I took some pictures. It was great. He took me to White Castle, and I had never been to White Castle.
You didn't go to Nathan's Hot Dogs right there in Coney Island?
No, I didn't go to Nathan's Hot Dogs.
Oh, bro.
I'm sorry, bro. Fuck, bro. I'm sorry. But I went to White Castle. Now, I had never been to White Castle, and I'll be completely honest with you. Up until then, I had never even heard of White Castle. This is my first experience of White Castle, right? So he goes, it's on me. It's on me. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. That's great. And he goes, what do you want? And I'm like, I don't know, cheeseburger, fries, and a Coke. And he's like, just one? I'm like, yeah. I mean, fuck. How many cheeseburgers do you
eat? Yeah,
bro?
Sliders.
Right,
sliders.
Exactly. They're fucking little tiny ones, right? So when I got
they're good. They're so good, dude.
They are, dude. They are delicious. But it's this tiny little fucking slider, and I'm like,
with the little holes in the meat.
I'm like, that's it. And he goes, you said you just wanted one. I'm like, oh no, fuck that. Let's go back. Let's go back. Because I was starving. You know what I mean? One little motherfucker. No. You know what I mean? Because he's a big boy. You know, he's like 6'6", 300.
God damn.
Yeah, he was a big boy. He ordered like 10. He was like, I'll take 10 of them, 10 cheeseburgers. I'm thinking, fuck, you know, you're a big fucking fat marrano. But I'm like, all right, whatever, bro.
Dude, I took the train, and I'm telling you, I know it's far because I took the train from Yankee Stadium, which is in the Bronx, all the way to Coney Island. That shit took like 2 fucking hours to get there. I was like, God. We went all the way from Bronx, all through Manhattan, through some of Brooklyn to get to the fucking other side to the ocean where Coney Island's at.
Right.
It was crazy. And I saw the Cyclone, I think, what is it called? The roller coaster. Yeah, but Nathan's Hot Dogs. And we went to Nathan's Hot Dogs, and at the time I didn't know what the fuck Nathan like you, where you said I don't have a burger. You didn't know they were little. I didn't know what fucking Nathan's was. I didn't know they made hot dogs. So I ordered chicken strips. It's like going to fucking Villamelon and fucking ordering a torta, bro. You know what I mean? Like, they're known for tacos. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think they sell tortas, do they?
I went to Nathan's.
Yeah, you went to Nathan's?
I went to New York only for 3 days, and I went to Nathan's. Another place called Crib's Dogs. And inside of Crib's Dogs, there's a telephone booth. You pick up the phone, and somebody answers. And if you got the passcode, there's like a speakeasy bar inside of it.
Oh, that's dope.
Oh, wow. Shit. So I think the movie that I could watch over and over, I think the movie that I watched the most when I first started watching it, and we used to watch this shit every day, was Friday. The movie Friday. Oh my God, bro. When that shit came out, bro, that shit didn't do good in the theaters. I don't know if you remember, it didn't do good in theaters. I saw it at the Dollar Theater, the one they send it to like a month later because it doesn't do good. So you only pay $1. And I went and saw it, and I was like, oh my God, this shit's fucking funny as fuck.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
So as soon as it came out on video, I rented it, and then I copied it. I dubbed it on a fucking cassette. You know what I mean? And then I had the copy, and I wore that fucking cassette out, bro. So that's it, fellas, man. Hey,
All right.
Pablo, thank you for coming on with us today,
Thank you.
man.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
Oh, so
It was
much.
amazing.
That's I wanted to do some about movies because I knew you knew. I was pretty sure you knew a lot about fucking movies and shit. And you know, like I don't know shit about movies. I'll be honest with you. Like you guys will talk about the director, the producer, and all that. I'm like, you know what? Whoever made that movie, they're good. That's what, like another Rob Reiner film.
Thank you
Another
for
Rob.
having me, dude. It was amazing, Fernando.
No, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I
Baby.
had a great time. Pablo, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, sir.
So, man,
All
thank
right.
you. Thank you, Horacio.
Saludos a California. Buena onda.
See you guys later, man. Have a good night. Thank you guys who watched. Thank you guys for all the
Buenas
comments,
noches.
Johnny. All them. A lot of people said before we leave, I don't want to fucking leave. Some of the movies that they were talking about was Johnny said Braveheart. Johnny said Braveheart is one of the best movies. I love Braveheart. I agree with you. I could watch Braveheart over and over. I love that movie. I love Gangs of New York. I like all that shit.
Nobody said Fight
Joker
Club.
is amazing.
Huh?
Nobody said Fight Club.
Fight
Club.
was a
Nobody
great
said
movie.
Fight Club.
I've seen it a lot of times. Also.
That's a good movie, dude. That's one of those movies I forget about. That's good. Oh, he said shitty movies earlier. He said The Pest with John Leguizamo. I don't know if you guys ever seen that. I'll agree with him. It's a crappy movie, but I liked it. It was funny as fuck. I like John Leguizamo. I'm a John Leguizamo fan.
John Leguizamo's cool, man.
So he's a great actor. It was The Pest, and what was the other one? It was two movies by him. And Pootie Tang, the one with Chris Rock, right?
Oh, that's not that bad.
No, Bill Bellamy, right? Pootie Tang. Well, Louis C.K. and Chris Rock
directed it, though, I think.
Yeah, wrote it and directed it. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I've never seen Pootie Tang, so I don't know. I'll check it out, Johnny. But thanks for watching, you guys.
All right.